What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Playbook Sports Podcast. I am your host, Nate, and we'd like to welcome you guys to the Christmas special. Super excited about today's show. We've got a new segment for you. We've got some unfortunate things that we have to do, but we'll get into that. To my right, Don Sage Brad. What's going on, brother?
What is up? How's it going?
Good. Another winning week for you in picks. I'm starting to be impressed. I'm not gonna lie, I'm starting to get a little impressed.
Fade Brown's gone.
Fade Brown,
Yeah,
gone.
definitely.
You know what?
Gone.
Gone.
Not only did you climb out of the abyss, you're starting to climb the stairway to heaven.
There we are.
We're
We're close to 500
getting
right there.
Yeah, sorry, I wrote a little small. It's kind of hard to read for those of you. Addison, 81 and 58.
Rolling.
Brother.
Yeah,
Oh
rolling.
my
right
God.
now. Yeah.
You gotta relax. And Sage, 69 72, not bad. Colin, you were winning these picks.
I've had a really
He's
shitty 3 weeks. Below average 3 weeks.
Mhm.
But
It's alright, we bounced back. And your locks, you're above 500 on the locks. Which
Hey.
we're gonna start changing to Colin's best guesses.
Best bets,
I'm just
yeah.
kidding.
Yeah,
Colin's best
seriously.
bets.
I will say at least 2 or 3 of those wins though are plus like 200.
Yes.
Yeah,
I think if we counted up like the units, we'd be farther ahead than this.
Yeah.
We'd be doing all right. Because one of those was that teaser. That was a nice plus 270. So that wipes out
Had a couple of
3
those.
of them at least.
Yep.
We want to thank Gold Fine and Bulls for sponsoring today's episode. Gold Fine and Bulls, it's their experience that wins. Give them a phone call if you need any sort of legal representation at all. They do it all. Give them a call, 309-673-5144. Thank you again, Gold Fine and Bulls, for sponsoring today's episode. Last week, football games, pretty good ones. Pretty good week,
Yeah, that was
honestly.
definitely
Some
great.
crazy
Yeah,
great
games.
game.
Crazy
I mean,
games.
Minnesota
Minnesota just
off
broke the
rip,
record.
yeah.
Broke the
Yeah.
record for biggest comeback in a game ever. And I should have bet on Minnesota. I am so confused by the Minnesota Vikings. I don't understand them at all. Are they good? Are they bad? I don't know.
See-
Because good teams don't go down 33-0, but
Okay,
bad teams
yeah.
don't come back and win that game.
No, they don't.
A bad team does not win that game.
They showed both sides of who they were in one team or in
In one game, they sure
And I
did.
don't know how that happened, but you could look at them for the past few years. We've been talking shit about Minnesota, and they proved that they were that team,
Yeah.
and they proved that they are no team anyone wants to play.
Yeah, I
In 1 week.
completely agree.
They are the worst good team in football.
Yeah.
Yes, it's like
That's how I
There's
describe
just
it.
what's
it's
this?
like the shortest tall person.
Yeah.
You're the
Yeah.
shortest tall person, the tallest dwarf. Congratulations, you're better than the group you're with, but you still are in the worst group.
It's easy to say this for every
Or the
team,
other way.
but they have to perform in the postseason for this to mean anything.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because it's a bunch of the same. If they don't win it, they have to win at least one playoff game at bare minimum.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
well, they'll get a home one for sure. 'Cause I
Definitely.
think they already won the division, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep,
they did.
locked up.
So they'll definitely get a home game, and I haven't looked ahead to their schedule too much because I just really don't care for the Vikings all that much, to be honest with you. But I know this week they're projected to win, but only by a few against the Giants. That's a huge game for them. Like,
Yeah, it is.
if I'm them, I am desperately trying to hold on to the 2 seed to play the worst team coming into the playoffs, which could be Sage's Detroit Lions. Who knows?
And we already know how that's going to end up.
Oh, it's gonna be a
That is
bloodbath.
a team nobody wants to
No,
play.
no rolling
Nope.
right
Get
now.
hot.
Who wants to play that team?
They were what, 1-5, I want to say.
Yeah.
That's,
One
They
and
were
six.
1-6.
That's impressive.
They were bad.
And
now they're
should have
looking
beat the
good.
Bills.
Yeah, a
Yes,
couple.
he-
Yeah, a
he
couple
said-
games where it's
Yeah.
like, damn, what could we be?
Yeah, right. They're right there. So yeah, last week
that
was
prediction looking real good.
That
17.
prediction-
Yeah, no,
Really?
it's just, you were saying it the whole year, so
you were.
I never
yeah,
gave up
Lions-
on 'em.
impressive.
You've always been a big Lions
That is
guy.
impressive.
Although one of your darlings is going to knock out one of your other darlings.
Yeah, true.
Gino.
Seattle. Yeah, it's gonna be either
That's
Seattle
going to
or
be a
Detroit.
zero win.
Yeah, only one of them can get in probably,
Yeah,
unless
right.
both the Giants and Commanders fall apart, which is very
Right.
possible.
Yes, but
Very
if
possible.
Seattle doesn't make the playoffs, I mean, the quarterback conversation there has to again for the draft.
Yes.
It has
Yeah,
to,
it does.
simply. Yeah.
It does because of how good they've been. And they've
I'm
been
not
kinda
saying get
falling
rid
apart.
Gino, not sign him, but you have to at least talk about it.
Yeah, you've got to. But yeah, awesome week. And now we're going to jump into this new segment today. Since this is the Christmas special,
Yeah.
we have decided to gift every team, franchise. We did a randomizer, a Christmas gift.
Big game.
But yeah, sorry. But we're going to do a twist with this because for the first time in podcast history, unfortunately, all 4 of our teams lost and Bobby's team lost. So we went 0-5, and we said earlier at the beginning of the year, if that unlikely thing ever happens, we are going to do the Buffalo Blazing Wings Challenge. Right here, I've got a nice little set of Buffalo Blazing Wings. Super excited for this. I hate spicy food. And so what we get to do is we get to dip it in ranch. We're not freaks. I'm not a freak, at least. These guys may be, but I'm not.
I will be a freak. No ranch.
You will do no
Yeah.
ranch? Oh my
Ooh.
God, it's crazy.
I will try no ranch as well.
So, oh my God, yeah, not me. I'm not doing that. So what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna go first. I got Dallas, so I'm gonna give Dallas their present after I eat this whole wing. Oh my God, I hate them. I'm getting a small one. I don't care what you guys say. That's a pretty good one.
That's a pretty good size one.
Decent.
Fuck, dude, this is gonna suck. Pardon my language. I'm dipping it in ranch. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you say. Sauce and ranch. Oh, this is gonna be terrible.
Oh, get it done. Get it done.
There's a second one in there for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a small one.
Oh, that's hot.
I'm gonna pull the Joey method and just swallow the whole thing. Yeah.
No, I
How you
can't take
feeling?
really hot. I kind of feel myself start to sweat. I can't take a drink until I'm done giving Colin my Christmas presents. And it's all gone.
There we go.
So you have to. Woo! I told them all to give one present to the franchise. But since I'm the host, I can do whatever the hell I want, and I'm giving Dallas 2 Christmas presents and causing myself
wow.
more pain.
Okay.
First present, I would like to gift the Dallas Cowboys the Carolina Panthers NFC South champions.
Oh,
Because Cowboys are going to finish with the 5 seed. Pretty much guaranteed. Oh, that's so hot. The Bucks are leading the division at 6-8. It's very realistic, actually, that Carolina is going to win that division. They play the Bucks still. If they win that game, Carolina will be in the driver's seat for that division. So, Merry Christmas. You guys get the Carolina Panthers in the first round of the playoffs against Sam Darnold. I am in pain. My second present for you guys, Merry Christmas, is Leighton Vander Esch's neck injury to go away. He got hurt, didn't play last week. He had 14 tackles the game before, captain on the defense, 90 tackles this season, 1 sack, 1 interception. Super underrated, huge piece of your defense. You guys need him. Merry Christmas.
I love it. Pass those blazing wings. This
Where
way.
they going? Where they going?
Who wants Addison?
Yeah, I'll go second.
All right. bet.
Oh, God, that's so good.
Mm.
Woo!
Over under 35 seconds, that donut stands a chance.
If it helps.
I'll take a good, nice, and blazing one.
Ooh. Leaving that big bad boy out there.
That one's for Colin. Oh, God, the donut doesn't help.
Already hot.
Already
Mhm.
hot.
The water helps so much.
Well, all gone.
Mhm.
And my Christmas gift was for the Miami Dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
And the Christmas gift that I am giving them is for Tua to return to his MVP level play.
Yes. Merry Christmas.
Earlier in the year, Baltimore, 36 for 50, 469, 6 tutties.
Mhm.
2 picks in the game, but 6 tutties. I mean, you cannot
Yeah, we all remember.
overlook
Yeah, we
it.
do.
Big comeback. Against the Browns, 25 for 32, 285 and 3 tuds.
Mm-hmm.
Detroit Lions game, 29 of 36, 382 and 3 tuds. You look at his last 3 though. San Fran, 18 for 33, 245, 2 tuds, 2 picks. It is against the best defense in the league. You wish he would complete more passes in that game,
Yeah.
but it is against the best defense.
Mhm.
The Chargers game, 10 of 28, 145 and a tud. Clearly his worst game of the year.
Unquestionably.
We've already talked about how the spotlight was on him, and that was a little bit disappointing just because, of course, it's that team, that quarterback on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
But then last week's game against Buffalo,
It is though.
17 of 30, 234 and 2 tuds.
Mm-hmm.
Decent game against a divisional opponent that's got the first seed in the AFC. That's most likely a Super Bowl favorite.
Mhm.
Tua played well, helped the offense come back, make it a game.
Win by 8. With not much
Exactly.
time left.
Pretty much put it on the defense, and the Bills just, their offense is prolific, you know what I mean? They're going to do that to teams. And you look ahead for Tua's last 3 opponents. Green Bay, New England, and the Jets. Those last 2 divisional opponents, both stout Ds.
Mm-hmm.
New England might be in shambles, though,
Yeah.
from the Raiders game. Seriously, it might affect the rest of the year. The Jets' defense is legit. In Green Bay, this is a huge game. For Tua's confidence with Rodgers on the other side, it's a big win. Green Bay's going to be scrapping and clawing for this because they need it. If they win out, they have a chance.
Mm-hmm.
So it's big for Tua to return to this MVP level, and that's what I'm gifting the Dolphins. I think they'll get it done.
Love it.
Mhm.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
right.
My mouth is on fire.
Oh,
You're not going to drink anything?
No, I'm going to just let it sit.
Oh, God.
So much tougher than me. I am
What a
in pain.
man.
Yeah.
I could never. Alright. Where's that
Don't worry, we
toothpick?
came prepared, people.
Mhm, second water.
Yep.
Second water.
The donut hasn't fucking helped at all.
Only honkers left in there.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
there's
all I
one.
want.
There's one really big honker.
Mhm.
I might eat that again.
This one right here?
Yeah.
Oh,
That one right there?
my.
Sage, no.
That was like the US of A.
That is
Dude,
right
that's
there.
making my mouth water seeing I'm about to eat that.
You ready?
I'm about to take a drink.
No
of water.
ranch?
No ranch.
I
No
love
ranch.
it, man. I love it.
Here we go. This is for the Miami Dolphins, because you know what? It could get hotter
It could
in
get hotter.
here.
It can get hotter.
It can
in
get
here.
hotter.
It will get hotter in here.
Oh.
All right, everybody. That'll be the last thing we really hear from Sage today, I'm sure. If our team ever do this to us again, I'm never
Yeah,
watching
hopefully
football.
it doesn't happen again.
Mhm.
We're gonna have to step up to something crazier.
That's okay.
Get a ghost pepper.
That was plenty. A ghost pepper. You want to eat a full ghost pepper?
No.
I would actually die.
Mhm.
I think. Delicious.
Mhm.
Get you some.
There it is.
Anybody have any milk?
Well,
All right. What are we doing again?
Christmas present.
Christmas. Oh yeah. I had the. Whew, fuck. It
Mhm.
hurts to breathe outwards.
yeah.
The Chicago Bears.
Yep.
Chicago Bears. Sometimes for Christmas, it's about having family come over,
Mhm.
and I want to gift y'all with a family member. His name is Uncle Mo. You might know him as Momentum.
Oh, baby.
All right. And I want y'all to take that right into the off season. I think right now, Justin Fields is going for the 1,000-yard club.
It's gonna get it.
Only have Vic and Lamar in there right now. Fuck. I gotta stop breathing. What I'm worried about is that offensive line. Gotta make sure Tevin Jenkins comes back.
I know
Got
that.
injured over the weekend. Didn't look the same afterwards. Want him to come back?
Mhm.
Ooh, fuck. That was a big one. I should not have done that.
No, with no
that
ranch.
was too big.
I'm gonna take a little ranch. Just a little ranch. Just look. It
You know what you gotta do?
doesn't go.
I'm gonna start fucking guzzling something.
Clip that.
Clip that.
We need Justin Fields to get his arm in order.
Mhm.
Throw down the field. He needs game time reps.
Yes, he does.
These game time reps in the past few games, the next few games, is going to determine how great he does in the offseason and how much need he needs for these wide receivers. Let's go out there. Let's get this offensive line in order. Get these receivers this offseason. Make sure Fields does break that record. I'm
Yep.
pulling for him, all right?
I hope so.
Oh yeah.
Let's go.
I love it. I love
Momentum,
it.
baby. Enjoy
Here
your
we
drink stage. All right.
I'm nervous now.
Yeah, you should be. Those are fucking spicy.
Only because I have a lot of things prepared mentally, nothing written down.
Ah.
I'm worried.
It's gonna-
as soon as I
it's
eat,
gonna
I'm
bottle
gonna
the
be
line.
flustered.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I wrote
Yeah,
every
you get
word I
flustered.
said down. Excuse me. This is fun.
Hit this shoulder with that fucker.
There you go. Yeah.
Yep.
Little thick boy. This should be
Pass
fast.
this over to Opal.
Merry Christmas, buddy.
Thanks, man. Look at me in the face. I don't know.
Mhm.
That's right. Eat that wing.
Yes, sir. We gotta burn out that awful taste of this
Yeah,
past weekend.
terrible.
The bad taste.
If you'll ever do this to me, I'm
Hate to
switching my
go
team to the
over
Lions.
5. Yeah, hate to go over 5.
Hey, yeah, you can't have it. You just can't have it. That's no good. Oh yeah. All right, I'm feeling better now. Let's go away.
I haven't eaten a boneless wing in
It's been a minute.
a couple years probably.
Wow. I mean, we're
Good
gonna
one to
put
get
you
back
right
into
back.
it,
Yeah, good one to get started. The fucking
It's
sides
actually
of my
really
tongue.
not that bad
Yeah,
yet. but
making my
I'm worried
nose run.
it'll
Yeah,
get
it's the
worse.
sides.
It's the size of my tongue.
And breathing out.
All right.
Woo-wee. Attaboy.
I had the Baltimore Ravens,
Mhm.
and I'm going to gift them a healthy Lamar Jackson for the
Mhm.
remainder of the season.
Yes.
Has to
I
be.
knew that was it. That was mine
You look
too.
at his numbers as a starter. He has a 74% win percentage as a starter.
Mhm.
Took over in 2018, made the playoffs.
Mhm.
Played all of 2019, unanimous MVP, 1 seed playoffs.
Right.
2020, made the playoffs, won
Yeah.
a playoff game. Last year, 8-3, number 1 seed in the AFC, missed the playoffs as soon as he goes down.
Mhm.
This year, first in the division, AFC North. I forget the record, don't care. I'm flustered.
I think it's 11.
9-5 right now this year. The Ravens.
Yeah.
Yeah, 9-5.
So they're what, 8-4 with them?
Yeah.
He missed 2 games.
Mhm.
8-4 with them. Now they're second in the division behind Cincinnati without him. Giving them Lamar Jackson, quarterback, most important position. He's the most important player on their team by far.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Most dynamic quarterback in the league still,
Yes.
even with the emergence of Hurts and Fields
Yep.
and others. So that is my gift to Baltimore.
I totally agree with that. Healthy.
They
Lamar
already got an
Jackson.
early gift with Sammy Watkins.
Yeah,
So
I like
you
that.
will-
I
That's a
like
little
That's a
stocking
good
stuffer.
signing. You know,
That's
he's already
not
been
bad.
there. You know, he's gonna fit in the system.
He's
He's already
gonna
done
be
it.
super cheap.
Has had rep with Lamar.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
That's
that.
the stocking
That's a
stuffer.
good one.
Yeah.
How we doing? How's that? Fun?
It's still building, man.
It's still going?
It's there.
Oh, I love it. Well, since we're all in the giving mood, I have another present for everybody.
Oh, shit.
Yep, Santa Claus came to town.
Another bottle of water.
Behind you. It's not a bottle of water or ice cubes.
Well, this is.
Slide in here.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, actual
Mm.
presents, boys.
Actual presents.
Okay. Slide out of here. There we go.
Let's go. Thanks, Nate.
Huh? Yeah.
Oh, baby.
From our thing.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Uh-huh. Why don't you guys open those up and tell me what you got?
All right, let's go. Rip it up. Rip it up. Oh, baby.
Aha.
Huh?
Ho, ho, ho.
Playbook.
Well.
I love this.
Playbook.
There we go.
Oh, wow.
Merchandise.
I love
I
it
love
on
it.
the
Hell
back.
yeah.
Everyone's got a
Death
quote.
taxes and picking against the Dolphins, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. This is awesome.
Right?
These are amazing. Thank you, dude.
Hell yeah.
Let's
Oh,
go.
Rebecca made them. She made them all last night. We stayed up late. She made them all. Can't wait. Everyone read your quote. I want to hear everyone's quote. Colin, you start us off because you're
perfect.
holding yours up. That
I
was
don't know
something
if
you
he,
said
I don't know
to
if he can talk.
I don't know if you can either. It's a second.
It's
I don't know if I
catching
can
him.
finish the podcast.
It's catching him. This is
All right.
awesome.
Cowboys are an absolute wagon, except they stink.
Except they stink.
I
And
love that.
that couldn't be any more relevant.
I know, right? Perfect for today's show. Sage, I was struggling with yours, and then I was like, you know what? What's something he says every
Here we
single
go.
week
Yeah.
when we're
There
doing
we
our
go.
Give me
game
the
picks?
lines.
And you know what? It hasn't let me down recently.
It hasn't.
No, it
Yeah.
has not. Man, that is awesome.
Give me the
this
Lions.
is too cool.
Yeah. Give me the Lions.
That's too cool.
Addison?
The classic death taxes and picking against
Against
the
the
Dolphins.
Dolphins.
God, I've only picked them like twice, 3 times this year at most. And
Yeah.
once might have been forced.
Yeah, one may have been for us. Yep. Mine just says home division dogs.
I love
say that
that.
every single week because I find one. I'm like, yes, home
I
division
love
dog.
that.
So we've all got playbook merch now.
Uh-huh.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry
That's
Christmas.
too good,
I'm
man.
gonna get
Yep.
some more drink.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Go
Yeah.
help yourself out. We're gonna get to talking.
Yeah.
You can get good.
Man, that's
All right.
too good.
We'll start with the power rankings while Sage is helping himself out.
Probably going back in for a second blazing lane.
Do it. Do it. So I've got Bobby's power rankings here, and he's got an interesting one in there. He's got
Let's hear it.
4 that I think will be consensus, and then one that we kind of talked about not long ago. So Bobby goes Philly at 1, Kansas City at 2, Buffalo at 3, Niners at 4, and Minnesota coming in at number 5. And him and I kind of talked about it after he sent me that, because I was like, man, Minnesota, interesting. How come? And he said, well, and I agree with him on this. Like, he said they just are winning games. Like, no, they're not pretty, but I think if you ask any of us, hey, this week, except maybe you, because
Yeah.
you are okay with losing this year,
Yeah,
because
exactly.
you want a better pick. Hey, would you rather win ugly or lose in a fantastic fashion?
Oh, yeah.
Because I tell you what, I would much rather take the ugly win every single
Every
week.
single week.
Every single week you want the ugly win. So he has a good point, and their record is very good.
It is, you know.
They're what, 11-3?
Yeah, they're fighting for that 2 seed though right now.
Yeah, they are. And it's going to be a tight fight because they aren't beating anybody handily.
No.
That's going to be the Vikings' big
I
problem.
mean, their point differential after this week is what now? 2? Plus 2?
Plus
Yeah.
2. It's-
That's tough.
That's crazy. I can't.
I will
believe-
say, this win has to give them huge momentum. On
Yeah, that's what I
offense.
said too. I said maybe this is the game that gets them hot.
And honestly, their defense as well. 33-0 at half.
Uh-huh.
To end the game 36-39 with a W.
Super impressive.
I mean, and you look around, that pick Kirk threw as well.
Mm-hmm.
On the 3-yard line. That's a backbreaker
Yeah.
for most teams.
Yeah,
and
that's
instead,
big.
Minnesota's defense, who had been terrible pretty much all game leading up until that point in the whole second half,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
they stepped up big and got the ball back.
Mm-hmm. Did what needed to be done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jalen Rager just stopping his route to be picked. I love watching Kevin O'Connell run at him, and you can just tell he is screaming at him.
You hear the Vikings, I think it was the radio
The announcers,
Yeah,
get
I
him
love that.
off the field.
I love it, man.
Mhm.
They were like, oh, the punter sucks, too,
Mhm.
when the Colts punter had a bad punt. That was
Yeah,
hilarious.
bad punt, bad punt, bad
Bad
The
punt.
punter
bad
sucks.
punt,
It's
bad
like,
punt.
what? Yeah, I love that, though.
But I agree with most of Bobby's power rankings. I mean,
Mhm.
like I said, I think the first 4 teams are all going to be consensus, and then the 5th team is kind of where we'll see a little differentiation, but I think we'll probably have the same 5th team.
Yeah,
too.
see, I just look at Minnesota. We're not doing just miss, but I mean, they gotta fall there.
Yes,
for
that's why I
us.
would have them as 6 or 7 if we were giving honorable mentions. Which Bobby had, since I didn't tell him not to do honorable
Yeah.
mentions, he had Cincinnati and Dallas as his 2. But I didn't tell him we're not doing those. But no honorable mentions, just your 5.
I'll rock.
Bathroom break, that's all it was.
I'll rock out.
Sure. Yeah, let's hear
I'll go
it.
5-1.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think number 5 might surprise you guys. I'm going to go Kansas City.
Mm.
And they are a juggernaut. They've got Mahomes, and I do like them. And if I was picking a team to win games, the Chiefs would be up there, definitely. They keep games too close for me. Going to overtime with the Houston Texans, don't get me wrong. They've been hot. The Texans have been, at least their offense.
Mm-hmm.
But Kansas City just can't put the foot on the throat like they used to be able to. And that might come back to bite them. In a game against Cincinnati, one Travis Kelce fumble
Yeah, game
changes
over.
the game.
It's game over. Yeah.
That second wing was a bad idea.
You did another?
He did
Yeah,
it.
and it's hot.
You dumbass.
He's feeling it. He's feeling it.
Number 4,
Oh.
Buffalo Bills. And I only had them jump Kansas City, and it was a close game, and I know I'm holding that against Kansas City, but you look at the opponents. That's a divisional opponent who's fighting
Yeah.
to try to get you out of the 1 seed and potentially have 2 games over you. So if you tie, they have the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
They handled it. They were down late, came back, got the dub. Just like, you can't say we thought they would, but their offense, in a scenario when it's like they need the 3, you know they're
Allen's
getting that
gonna
3.
get the 3. He's gonna get the 3.
And number 3, speaking of 3,
Uh-huh.
Cincinnati Bengals. Started that game against Tampa Bay bad. The
Bad.
pick was bad
We
at
thought our
ball.
bets were dead.
Mhm. It was tough. I mean, Tampa Bay's in the red zone like 3 of their first 4 possessions.
Mm-hmm.
The defense was able to step up, give Joe Burrow and the offense enough time to figure it out, and then they stepped on the throat.
Yeah.
Something that Kansas City, I said, is not doing what Cincinnati is. They get that lead, they get that double-digit lead, they have that 2-score, and they keep it that way. And at the end of the game, the offense is able to get a first and just keep Tampa Bay off the field. You know what I mean? That's a good offense. That's what good teams do. They don't let the opponent even get hope. Look at the Bucs-Saints game. You know what I mean? If Tampa Bay has hope, you never know with Brady. They took that completely away, and that's why I've got them at 3. And I mean, that's the best team in the AFC right now. I think in my mind, the way I got my power rankings, I just got to have them there.
I agree.
Number 2, I've been high on them and I'm loving it. But Brock Purdy and these 49ers, man,
They look fucking legit.
I've been saying it. Shanahan's got a quarterback that can do just what he needs, and
Yep.
the defense is rolling. It's a perfect match made in heaven scenario to go on a run.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be the same with Jimmy G. And I mean,
Agreed.
I get it. He has had more experience, but Purdy and him, to me, it's just interchangeable. It could be another guy, but Purdy's playing well right now, and that defense is rolling. Number 1, Philly. Hurts, the injury, but just being safe with him, I think.
Mhm.
He might. It's good if you see Gardner Minshew, but who knows? Maybe Hurts plays.
Yeah, and I think if they didn't just basically clinch the division
exactly.
with Dallas loss, I think we're probably seeing Hurts trotted out
100%.
there because then it becomes that much more important.
100%.
But now it's like, okay, if we win one more game, it's guaranteed.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
If Dallas doesn't win out, it's guaranteed. We're getting the division title.
And I mean, I think this is a win-win for Philly in a way. If Gardner Minshew comes in and the team plays well, that they do have that good system that Mike is talking about. Well, Micah, that's not good for the Cowboys.
Right.
They have a system that doesn't dictate on complete quarterback play. So Hurts can have a game against the Bears where he throws 0 touchdowns.
Right. And 2 picks, and they still win.
And he rushes for 3 because that's what their offense could do.
Right.
Look at the defense. At Stout, they've added people. The Domkins Sue, dirty hit on Justin Fields. What's new?
Yeah.
What's
300
new?
guy, 300
Coming
pounds
on his
came
back.
on his
Whoa,
back. Whoa,
pause.
pause.
The Philly's got to be 1. We'll see.
Uh-huh.
This is going to be a good game against the Cowboys this week, but even if they lose, man, I don't know if I can move them, especially if Hurts is out. But Philly just deserve to be there.
Yeah,
They have 1 loss.
One loss, yeah. And again, we talked about that 1 loss being an anomaly.
Mhm.
Like, they're not going to give up 90 rush yards again. They're just not. It's just unlikely. Especially because they went out and
It
got
was
those guys.
50 rushing attempts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just the clock ticking.
All
Like,
time,
good
all
luck
time.
doing that against Philly. They're going to be doing that to you.
Yeah,
You know
now
what I
they're
mean?
just, they're like, oh, that's a good idea. Let's try that.
Yeah.
Yeah. My power ranking is very similar to yours. I do have Cincinnati coming in at 5. Their offense just looked good. They dominated against the Bucs in that second half of the game. That's Tom Brady and the Bucs.
Yeah.
I mean, Brady threw a pick. They had 3 turnovers and 10 snaps on offense.
Yeah.
That Bengals defense is legitimate. I am interested to see. I know Sam Hubbard got hurt towards the end of the game, and Trey Hendrickson's been hurt. So without those 2 guys, it could be different. But one of them was at practice yesterday. I saw. So they'll be there. Cincinnati's going to be there.
They got to hope Lamar maybe sits another week. You know what I mean? So that hopefully
get another
they're-
game
yeah,
ahead
exactly.
because they don't want it to come down to that.
Or even
week
if they
18
take a
game.
loss.
Oh, I
Ravens take a
hope it's for
loss.
the division,
Yeah.
though. I want to be
Oh
at that
yeah,
game
well,
so
yeah.
bad.
Isn't it in Cincinnati though?
Yeah.
Oof. Okay, all right. Well, that'll be a good
And
game.
honestly,
That'll be a good
through the
game.
years, Cincinnati's been a kryptonite for us.
Yeah, it'd
So-
be good for you guys to get past that one.
Yeah.
Buffalo I've got at 4. I don't think I dropped them. If I did drop them, it was by a spot. I should look at my last week while I'm at it. No, I had Buffalo at 4 last week. They played well. Dolphins played well too. Buffalo came out with the win.
Yeah.
They did Josh Allen did what he needed to do. I finally am no longer hating the 49ers. They're my 3rd ranked team in the power rankings.
Let's go. Respect.
They're tough, man. They just went into Seattle, a division opponent who is fighting for a playoff spot, who has been a Cinderella story that is officially pumpkined.
Yeah, no, it's full pumpkin.
And they've
I was
locked
saying
it
it,
down.
and they just completely pumpkin.
Gave up 13 points. They looked good.
Yeah.
George Kittle had the game I predicted.
Yeah, you did. That was
Totally
impressive.
called that. I said, this feels like a George Kittle game through and through. The dude shows up with 4 catches for 100 yards and 2 tuds. Yeah, they're just absolutely rolling offensively. Give the ball to McCaffrey. Get the ball to Debo. Get the ball to Ayuk. Get the ball to Kittle. It's super easy for Purdy in this system. Shanahan is quarterback proof.
Yep.
He's quarterback
No,
proof.
seriously.
And now it's going to come down to who's Trey Lance going to play for next year. If Brock Purdy looks this good and you have him on a Mr. Irrelevant contract, you can get rid of Lance to somebody who needs a quarterback and get back maybe a 1st or a 2nd round pick for him. You do that all day.
Breaking news by Bob about 10 minutes ago. Nick Foles starting for the
I
Colts.
saw that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Big Dick Nick is back.
Love that. Sorry to interrupt. I just saw that. I
that's
love
okay.
that. That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
I get
mean,
it.
what else? Go
He
take
put up
L's,
36
Nick.
points,
Yeah, go take
but-
L's. Yeah,
yeah.
I know. Yeah.
Kansas City, I'm keeping at 2. Had them at 2 last week. I'm not moving them. Texans are better than we're giving them credit for.
Yeah.
They took the Cowboys to the wire. They just took the Chiefs to the wire. I don't think that's a knock on the teams playing them. I think the Texans are just figuring it out a little bit. Lovey plays good, I think they're a grinded out team who's trying to play spoiler. And they just might be big time spoiling this weekend. We'll see. We'll talk about that when we get to the picks. And then number 1, Philly, for all the reasons you have said, for all of Bobby's reasons. They're just the best team in the NFL right now. They can do whatever they want, whenever they want. Sage.
Sure. Alrighty. I don't know what you guys said. I'm over here dying. But my number 5, I got the Buffalo Bills. Just for the only reason that my numbers 1 through 4, I think will give them a better fight than anyone else.
Yeah.
So the Buffalo Bills, they played a great game. Dolphins played a great game. I
It
don't
was a
really
really
think
good game.
either one of those teams really let anything up. It
Uh-huh.
wasn't any team like having a bad game against anyone
Other than the
else.
referee team.
Yeah.
They had a pretty
It
shitty
just
game
happened
all
to be
weekend.
two teams that were executing.
Yeah.
Which I'd love to see that.
Yeah, in a really shitty weather game too.
Yeah.
Cold, windy, and then it started really snowing in the 4th quarter.
Exactly.
Fun game to watch.
Number 4, I have the San Francisco 49ers. They're just battle tested.
They are.
And I love a team that's battle tested. I feel like they are the most likely to, if anything happens in the playoffs, sometimes a player goes down, teams don't know how to do it. They scramble.
Yeah.
49ers have never scrambled. They just next man up.
Yep.
Next man up, next
Keep
man
rolling,
up.
keep
That's their
rolling.
whole philosophy, and they've done it for years, and they're not afraid to go. They're actually, spoiler alert, Philadelphia is my number 1 team. But San Francisco, they're the only team that I see that isn't afraid to walk into Philly.
Yeah.
You know,
no,
I think anyone else is going to
That'd be
go in
an
there
awesome
shaking
game.
a little bit. San
Yeah.
Francisco's like, hey, let's fucking play.
Yeah, let's go.
You know, they did it in Lambeau last year. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not worried about them.
They don't fear anybody.
No, San Fran is definitely the biggest contest. to
Yeah.
Philly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Agreed. Number 3, I got the Kansas City Chiefs.
Mhm.
Even their stinkers, they win.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that's true.
They do.
Like, I fucking hate them.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
it's-
hate them for
Kansas
how much
City.
longer does Mahomes have that contract
Oh,
for?
yeah,
Fucking
no,
9
it's-
years.
So I know you say you can't hold them against them, like his games.
Uh-huh.
I just think you can maybe a little.
A little
You're
bit,
talking about the
absolutely,
top
absolutely.
5.
Oh,
and
yeah,
that's why it's just a
absolutely.
little slide. That, you know
Well,
what I mean?
all of the teams in our top 5 won.
Exactly.
So
You
who
can't-
had the best win, the ugliest
exactly.
win?
You know what I mean? At the end of the day, W's a W.
A win's
How
a
can
win.
you get
Yeah,
upset
it's a
about
dub.
that?
Only stat
You know what I
that
mean?
Agreed.
Yeah.
Number 2, I got the Cincinnati Bengals. As much as I hate them, they did go up against my number 3 team and beat them.
Yep.
True.
You know, so that's my tiebreaker right there.
Well, for
There's
sure.
no one else I really want to play, but there's.
Usually there's
There you go.
Yeah.
Shut your mouth.
But also, like, I just love watching the Bengals play. They gave the Bucs 17 points, and they were like,
Yeah.
all right, we'll give you those.
Yeah. Here's the
And then
Yeah,
we'll
no,
score.
seriously.
We'll
We're just
score our
gonna
next
dominate.
30. You know, so hey, if the Bengals can do that against the Bucs, granted the Bucs are garbage, but you're still playing an NFL team.
Yep.
Down 17.
And it's still Tom Brady.
Before that, Tom Brady was 89-0, up 17.
Jeez.
It's a good stat.
That's
Wow.
a good
89-1
stat.
now.
There's his choke job.
Yep, there it is. Yep.
And then number 1, got the Philadelphia Eagles. Shocker, shocker.
Yep. Enough said.
You know that.
That's all I can say about it right now.
Even when Hurts has a non-MVP game, he has an MVP game.
I
Yeah.
know.
He still goes crazy.
Like this man, he really should be in the running. I wish we had it more than comeback player of the year. I wish we had most improved.
Yeah.
Because Jalen Hurts would win that
Definitely
fucking
most
heartbeat.
improved. I would have to agree. Yeah.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I like it.
Well, I love listening to you guys because mine is gonna send a frenzy in the room, maybe.
Oh,
number
he's got
5.
the Ravens number 3.
He's got
For as many points as they scored last week.
Oh,
I'm kidding.
You're
By the way,
not.
No, you're not. You're right.
You're absolutely
tied for
correct.
the lowest since 2002.
Was that the goal line stand changed the whole game really when it was 4th down and
Yep.
yeah.
Which I was rooting for because we had first
Right.
points, Ravens field goal,
Yep.
which
We wanted
happened.
that to happen.
And if
Worked
they
out
went
well.
for it and got it, it would have bumped us.
Would have
Yeah.
been devastating.
Shout out goal line stand.
Yes.
Even though it ruined our teaser. But
Yeah,
yeah.
it did kill our teaser.
All right,
Thanks.
time for some mayhem. At 5, I'm with Addison. I have the Chiefs at 5.
Mhm.
They just like to hang around, but I still like the same
Yeah,
rationale.
exactly.
Yeah.
One game neutral field, I'll take the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Thank you very
Hard to
much.
pick against
Yeah.
them.
Heard.
But I'll have them at 5. They played a couple close games. I'm not going to dock them for winning close games. So
Yeah.
they're still in my top 5. 4, taking injury into consideration,
Philadelphia.
I have Philadelphia.
Oh.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Only because if they look competent this weekend, they could easily climb back up in the top 1 or 2.
Yeah.
I don't know, Gardner Minshew playing.
And it is the Mike Leach tribute game.
Yeah.
Is
So,
it, which tribute game?
Mike
Leach.
Leach.
Oh,
Leach.
yeah, you're right.
coach of
Minshew
Minshew.
eulogized them.
Yeah.
Did his eulogy.
So it
Yeah.
might be a little extra.
He's playing for something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I will say last year when he won that one game, I think like against the Jets.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
He
the
walked
video
into
game.
the
His dad
GM's
was
office
too.
or something, was
Uh-huh.
like, I deserve this job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he
I mean, now obviously this year
Right.
he wouldn't say
Last
that.
year there were
He might
questions
too,
though. There were
he might.
questions.
He's kind of wild.
He is wild.
So I have
love
the Eagles
him.
at 4 just because, obviously with
Injury
Hurts,
questions are fair.
they're my number 1 with Hurts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Heard, yeah. That makes sense.
Right now they're 4 for me going into this week. At 3 I have Cincinnati.
Mhm.
They've heard us rolling. They beat the Chiefs. That's why I have them ahead of the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, down 17-0, and
Yeah.
we were
And
sweating, but we weren't
were,
sweating.
but we knew they were going to
Yeah.
come back.
You can just tell by the game.
Yeah,
You
just how
watch
they
the
were
game
playing.
and they're down 17. It's like the Chiefs, you know, when they won the Super Bowl.
mhm.
Well, it doesn't matter. They can be down 20. And it's the same thing.
They're going to show up.
Yep.
2 I have I'm rolling with the Niners as well.
Love it,
Yeah,
man.
they're so
Hell yeah.
good.
Absolutely love it.
Just the roster construction, the defense alone, they held Seattle till 3, until late 3rd, early 4th
Yeah.
quarter, and then they kind of, they're up 21-3. They weren't playing like prevent, but they weren't
Yeah. Let it get, yeah.
49ers at 2. I do agree they are the team that could challenge Philadelphia the most, if not the Eagles are the team that could challenge the Niners the
Yeah,
most.
right.
Yeah,
Honestly,
seriously.
kids start
Um,
talking like that.
And then Bills are my number 1, just because they're first in the AFC. They just beat Miami. I think that was the best win over the weekend
Yeah.
of all these teams. And, we talked about how their offense has sputtered with Josh Allen. He had over 300 yards passing, 4 passing touchdowns, 75-plus rushing.
Looked fantastic.
Stephon Diggs kind of had a down game, only like
Yeah.
60 yards for a
Slammed.
touchdown.
He was pissed,
but-
too.
Right.
But I like
he's
that.
always pissed.
Yeah.
He is pissed every single game.
Yeah.
If the ball goes to someone else, he comes off the field, throws
Yep.
his helmet, he's like, "Throw me the ball." It's like,
At the same time, though, I understand if you're winning
Mhm.
and moving the ball, I don't understand why he would be pissed like
Right.
that. But
Yeah.
if you're like,
You're
you're
sputtering like
sputtering,
they have
he's
been.
obviously the best,
receiver on their team.
best target.
Yeah.
I can get why he's like, we're struggling. Give me the damn ball.
Give me
We'll
the
be
damn
struggling.
ball. Right.
But I'll take the Bills at 1, just
Mhm.
because of the weekend they had. That's it.
Yeah. I
Okay,
like that a lot.
it. Yeah. All right. We've all got I think we all pretty much have the same 5.
Yeah.
Excluding Bob's Minnesota.
Excluding
but
Bob's Minnesota pick, which is fair, because he said, I told him, because he said he had honorable mentions. I said, gun to your head, are you taking Cincinnati or Minnesota? He said they were playing each other, Cincinnati, every day of the week right now, because he said, I think Cincinnati's the better team going forward, but I'm not going to ignore Minnesota's record and their wins. I said,
Yeah.
"All right, that's fair.
That's true, because
I
I
mean,
mean, you do
that's
look
fair.
around, they do have good wins. I mean, they beat Miami.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
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 not like a flame at Miami, but that's a
I'd say,
good team,
wow.
you know what I
Wow,
mean?
seems like a
Yeah.
shot.
With our third string quarterback.
I was about to say they're playing like Tristan
Skylar.
Hey, that's still, man.
Still a win.
Thompson.
Win's a
Still
win.
that, baby.
Win's a win. Mm-hmm. All right. Well,
All right.
I like the power rankings. Let's go ahead and jump right into our game picks.
Let's do it.
I'm doing something different for myself this week. I find myself picking what I want to happen, not what I sometimes think is going to happen. I wanted the Packers to lose to the Rams last week because then the Packers have nothing to play for this weekend. Now they still have shit to play for, so they're going to try hard. So I'm done with that. I'm officially done. And I'm going to start actually betting on what I think is going to happen, and sometimes even pulling a Colin and hedging something that I want to happen by betting on the other thing. To
Whatever you
happen.
got to do to catch up to me.
That's right. Yeah, no shit. He's got a 10-game lead. We've only got 3 weeks in playoffs to catch up. Someone's got to catch him. We can't let this fucker
Hey,
show up and
that
win.
means we got to make some
Bold picks.
bold picks.
That's right.
That's what I did in the beginning. That's how I got the whole guys.
Bold picks,
That's what
right?
I've been doing the last few weeks.
Yeah, it's hard. It's rough. Bold
Let's
picks.
start with the Thursday night game. Jacksonville Jaguars going to the Jets. Jets will be starting Zach Wilson as far as I know.
Yeah.
Mike White's still not medically cleared to take shots. He's got some rib injuries, and the Jets lost to the Lions in a hard-fought game last week where their offense just looked terrible again. The Jets' offense continually looks bad. They have a very good defense, but so does Dallas, and Dallas just had 40 hung on them by the Jags.
Yeah.
Dallas is a good defense. Don't make that face at me. Dallas is a good defense. That's crazy.
They have a top 16 defense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Top 32, I'd give.
Yeah, definitely
For
top.
sure.
Definitely
For
top
sure.
32
Definitely
defense.
I will say 2 corners missing, the best run stopper missing last week might be.
Yep, there you go.
A little
And no Vander Esch. No
That's our best
middle
run
linebacker.
stopper.
Yeah,
You know what?
exactly.
Just bench everyone for the rest of the season. Give them
right.
healthy for the playoffs.
Yeah, you locked up.
Never
that spot.
realized how good Anthony Brown is until he's not out there.
Until you're
Holy
using someone else.
fuck.
It's like, oh my god, that guy's a beast.
The guy who gets burnt is now his replacement is getting even more burnt.
Even more burnt
than
than he was. The line right now is Jacksonville as the road team -1.5. I'm gonna take the Jets because last week I would take the Jags. This week, I'm hedging it. Either the Jets lose and I'm very happy, or the Jets win and my pick wins. Because this is a pick-em game nearly. I mean, it's a 1.5 point spread. The Jets have a good defense. The Jags have a good offense. Strength on strength. Who's going to come out ahead in the battle of weakness versus weakness? The Jets offense or the Jags defense? And probably the Jags defense because the Jets stink on offense. But they're at home. It's a short week. Not a whole lot of time to prep. Give me the Jets as the home underdog in a game that they have to have. Both these teams have to have this game too. No, because it's not a division
Oh, no,
dog.
not division.
It's not a
I
home
was
division
excited.
dog.
I was excited.
It'll
Home
come.
conference dog.
Home conference dog. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Jets on that and not feel good about it because I hate taking the Jets ever. But give me the Jets in a good Thursday night game.
Well, speaking of our previous segment with the Christmas presents, just a hypothetical out there. Tom Brady to the Jets this offseason, man, for a 1 or 2 year sneaky deal.
That'd be interesting.
Come
I
on,
would
man.
actually be okay with that.
Come on, we'll see about it. Who knows? Go to the Jets, play Bill twice a year in a Jets
Yeah.
uniform.
That'd be
Ooh.
wild.
With that defense, those pieces, I mean, you never know.
Did you see
It looks
Trent
a
Brown?
lot like
Trent-
some old Patriots
Did you guys see what
teams.
Trent
Yeah.
Brown liked on Instagram?
Yeah.
Oh,
A
the
picture of
Jimmy
Jimmy G or Tom Brady in a Patriots uniform again.
Oh,
He's
wow.
out on Mac Jones. He's done. Even though it's Mac's fault that Jacoby Myers decided to lateral it, which we haven't even talked about.
Yeah, I know.
We'll get to that
We'll
when we
get
talk
there.
about
Definitely
those
get to
teams.
that.
We will.
But looking at this game, the Jags are rolling and the Jets do need a win. And the Jags are fighting for that division. You know what I
Game
mean? They're
out.
sneaky right
Game
there.
out.
Tennessee's offense is
And they play
floundering.
each other
Yeah,
last week
exactly.
this
So that could come down to
Week 18.
Trevor Lawrence showing why he's the #1 pick and
Which he kind of has. last
Doug
few weeks,
Peterson,
man.
great hire.
Yep.
You know me, Jags,
Ooh,
Jags.
I like
Taking
it.
the Jags.
Okay.
Minus 1.5.
Jags on the road.
Yep.
Love it. Say it.
Yeah, I'm also rolling with the Jags this week. The last week,
just be me.
Zach Wilson had 7 plays of 20+ yards,
Yeah.
right? And the offense still had no rhythm. And I
Yeah.
don't know how you have that
He has
many explosive
18
plays.
passes over 300 yards, you know what I mean? Like, you got to think that the offense is explosive, but then you look at it and it's like it's not.
But when those are
It's
the only
random.
plays that are
Yeah,
hitting,
exactly.
and then everything else is sputtering,
Yep.
it kind of makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
The Jags were also, before last week, 1-112 while trailing 17 points.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Also 0-20 in their last 20 games against
As
Tennessee
soon
opponents.
as they showed that
They
graphic.
love just throwing these stats up there. It's
They-
like,
Cowboys
there's no
were up-
way they're going to win this
Cowboys
game.
were up by like 14 at that point, and they said Jags 0-20 in last NFC games, and me and Colin looked at each other like, shit.
There it is.
We did not need to know that.
There's great parts to look at for the Jets though. Like last week, Sauce Gardner was on the field for the entire game. 66 offensive plays, not targeted
Never
one
targeted
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not targeted one time.
I mean,
They
read
never
the
even
silent
tried
junior,
it.
you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And they have good weapon. Like if he was on Amon-Ra, wasn't targeted. If he was on Chart, not targeted. And this is the team that prides itself on getting the ball to everyone.
Everybody's spreading it out.
You know, so Sauce Gardner, he's something to be reckoned with. We're not arguing that, but
No.
I guess his next opponent is Zay Jones. Think
Yeah.
lock him down.
Zay Jones and Christian Kirk.
Take my victory lap.
Mhm.
On Zay
Yeah.
Jones.
Yeah.
Zay
he
Jones
said.
playing out of his mind. But
Yeah,
yeah,
awesome.
the Jags just have a lot of quality wins the past few weeks, and I believe in them more.
I mean, if it comes down to Zach Wilson or Trevor Lawrence, I take Trevor Lawrence every day of the week.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah. Colin, are you going to go Jags on this one too?
I am going to go Jags on this one. like Sage was saying, if they take away Kirk, they have Jones. They have other Jones.
So many
They
left.
have
Evan Ingram has been awesome.
Yeah.
It's
Etienne
been
on the
awesome.
backfield,
Etienne,
yeah.
I mean, their
He's a top
offense.
6 tight end every
I'm
year.
telling you what, this game is going to be this
And I
might
mean-
be our best Thursday night game in a long time.
As much as I love Fields, and don't get me wrong, he's getting praise he rightfully deserves. And Trevor Lawrence, just no one cares because he's in Jacksonville, but that guy is saying, hey, I was the number one
Still
pick. I'm
so
a generational
good.
talent. Like, just wait.
I had Urban Meyer coaching me last year.
Yeah,
I need a
just-
minute to
just
figure
wait.
this shit out.
I don't know if this is exact or if I'm misconstruing some of the numbers. I saw in the last 4 games, he's like 14 touchdowns, like 1 pick.
One pick.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah,
And
that's
that's
accurate.
last week.
That's
In his
accurate.
last 6 games, he's been a top 6 fantasy quarterback 5 of those
And
weeks.
dude tore his ACL and didn't tear it somehow.
Yeah, somehow his
Oh, yeah.
he's got
He's
ACLs of iron.
Yeah.
ACLs of
He's a
iron.
monster, man.
But yeah, Victory Lap last week said Zay Jones will go off because
Yeah.
whoever Trayvon Diggs isn't on.
Yep.
Addison said I'll pick him up in fantasy.
I
100
did
yards,
pick him
3
up in
touchdowns.
fantasy. You know,
I don't know why I don't bet on this.
Yeah.
I had a chance, man. From 5-0 to not making the playoffs.
Yeah, that's tough.
If the loss is in front of me, I had Jarek McKinnon on my bench over for checkout, so there's like an additional 27 points. And then if
Yep.
the losses ahead of me that I needed to happen, I could have made it.
Could've
So like, and
snuck
I'm
it
thinking
in.
there's no chance I make it. And of course, everything happens, but except the loss. But
Except
damn,
not getting the win.
good help though on Zay Jones because he dropped like 35.
He went nuts.
Yeah. Who do they play? Yeah, Devontae Smith this week. Hammer.
He will be started for me.
Yeah, no, Devontae's a monster.
Although it could be Minshew throwing the ball, so
I don't care.
He's
Yeah.
a
Oh, no,
gunslinger.
Minshew loves
He's a
throwing his
gunslinger.
tight ends, though, and
It's a
Dallas
fifth-
Goddard
it's a
just
fifth
got
round rookie
activated.
guard.
Ooh,
So.
there are some fucking good games this
Yeah, there are.
weekend, man. I can't wait.
Oh wait, what are you doing Saturday? I guess we can talk about this later.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later. I'll be in Springfield. But I'll be back for the night games.
12 o'clock.
Ooh, 3 o'clock Cowboys.
I'm
Oh.
back. I'll be back probably around 5 so I can catch the end of it.
It's a-
Okay, so we are you 3 and Bobby on the Jags and me on the Jets. That feels so dirty and wrong, but I know if I was on the Jags and we clean swept the fucking Jags, the Jets are winning the football game. So you're all welcome for the free pick. You're all
Thanks.
welcome for the 1 pick up on me, okay? Enjoy it.
I'm just trying to go for second place here. You know, I'm
Yeah,
just
we're all
trying to
fighting for
pass
second.
Yeah, I might
You're
collapse.
fighting
I
for
could
bronze.
collapse.
Yeah, we're all fighting for silver and bronze here.
Gary Kubiak.
He
you
could
know, I'm
Kubiak
just-
it.
Till I collapse.
Little 3-11 week upcoming.
Yeah, and
Hopefully not. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna start
no,
picking
don't.
exactly what Nate
This
picks.
could all.
That's fucking brilliant. Next up, we've got Falcon. You're picking first. We've got the Battle of the Birds. Falcons going to Baltimore. Last I saw, Baltimore's getting 7.5 points as the home favorite. Right now on the ESPN app at 7. Bobby picked it at 7.5. We'll keep it at 7.5. We'll keep the hook. Bobby's taking the Falcons plus 7. Falcons last week just lost to the Saints, barely in a tough one. The Falcons just don't score any fucking points, man. Neither do the Ravens.
Well,
But Lamar might
not
be
wrong.
back.
I was saying,
Lamar
the
might be
spread
back.
indicates to me Lamar's back.
Yeah.
And are we doing 7 or 7.5?
We're doing
Sorry.
7.5.
Okay.
So you go ahead. What you got for it?
That's tough. With Lamar being back, but it's his first week, coming
Uh-huh.
off of a knee injury, they might be a little bit safe with him. I'm going to go Atlanta, and it's only because they were down big to the Saints.
Mhm.
And Ritter's offense was able to just muster enough
Yep,
to
start
keep it
fighting.
close. 7.5. Does Baltimore win? Yeah.
Probably.
But do they win by 4 because of some BS late? Maybe.
Probably.
And I'm going to hope for that.
Yeah. Looking at Ravens games, the amount of games that they have won by 7.5 or more is 1, 2,
Might be it.
3 with the Saints,
Okay.
4 with the Ravens. So 4 of their wins, 4 of their 9 wins have come by 7.5 or more points. And I said it earlier during the season that the Falcons were
Who
cover
was that
kings.
fourth one?
Panthers. By
The Falcons
10,
are cover
13
kings.
games.
They've only had 2
The
games
Falcons
to
are
decide
cover
more than
kings.
7.5.
They keep
So,
games close.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to ride with Addison on this one, which looks bad because I just said I was going to just copy his picks. But I am going to copy his pick on this one. I'm going to take the Falcons to cover. I put the Browns last week to cover against the Ravens, and I like that. I do think the Ravens win this game, though, because they're a way better team than the Falcons.
Agreed.
But I love the 7.5 hook there. So,
Yeah.
Sage will go last. Colin, where are you going?
Oh, this is a tough one because we talked about it. This is money line picks, obviously Ravens without
Yep.
question.
Yes.
Desmond Ridder had an all-time blunder at the end of the game last week. No time on the clock. Let me run and step out of bounds.
Yep. No time, pal.
Triple zeros.
No
Although
time, pal.
he did hit his over rushing prop
Hey.
on that play.
That's awesome.
However, I
That's
did not bet
awesome.
on it, so that's irrelevant to me. I'll take the Falcons as well, just because I think they, like Addison said, they are going to be reserved with Lamar.
Yeah.
First game back, at least, I think. And it's supposed to be very cold in Baltimore, everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah,
Bomb
everywhere
cyclone
this
this
week,
week.
yeah.
Bomb cyclone.
So
Even
I'll-
Miami, it's going to be 50 degrees. It's going to be cold.
Those heaters.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, get those heaters. Some bullshit. All right, Sage, why don't you tell us why the Ravens are going to cover this week?
Here, I'll tell you why. Tell you why I'm not rolling with the Ravens this week. And
What?
this is the first time
wow.
all season.
What?
And yeah, things are changing around here, okay? I'm trying to go for the second spot, and I can't fuck around with this, all right?
Okay.
It's an individual game at this point. Here's what's going on. I don't know if you noticed this week, Devin Duvernay out for the season.
I did see that.
That's our number one.
Number one. That's
wide
like
receiver.
number one.
So now we got DeMarcus Robinson, Sammy Watkins, and James Prochet as our receivers. We only put up 13 points against the Panthers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough.
We're going to be running the ball. I say we could win this game, but I don't think more than 7. I think it might be another 13-7 game.
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
an ugly winner.
Our defense has helped. They held the Browns to 13 points last week. They've been holding teams to low points recently. And I love to see that. J.K. Dobbins is number 1 in rushing since he got back from IR. Love to see that.
Yeah.
Love to
Starting-
see that.
I
He
think-
looked great last week.
Yeah. With how much both of these teams run the ball, this game might be over in 2 hours.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
this
like
might be the
2.5
fastest
hours.
That's gonna be
game
the
on
longest
Saturday.
fourth quarter of all time. A lot of TV timeouts for those commercials out
Yeah,
there.
get the
Right.
commercials in there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's going to be a quick game, but I don't see many points. So if we score 17, I think we win, but I don't think we win by more than 30.
No, you don't think so?
Nope.
Okay.
Give me Atlanta.
So we've got a clean sweep Atlanta. I would have never guessed that. Okay.
I know, there's a first time for everything.
So
Yeah,
if
that's
you're
gonna be a tough
betting,
clean sweep.
just go ahead and
Yeah.
bet
The
on
clean sweep loss.
Ravens.
So give the Ravens plus 7.5 a dab.
Yeah, couldn't agree
Or
more.
minus 7.5, yeah, excuse me.
All right, moving on. We've got Sage's second favorite team,
Mm-hmm.
Detroit Lions, traveling to Carolina. Detroit is minus 2.5 right now, and I'll go first because that's my first last time. Give me Detroit minus the 2.5 points here. I love the hook of 2.5. I love it every
Yep.
game I see. Detroit is far and away the better team, although you can't say Carolina's not playing for anything because a win here and a Bucs loss, Carolina's in first place.
Yeah.
I want to say they have the tiebreaker as of right now because they do have it. They crushed the Bucs. A win from Carolina is huge here. Both these teams are playing for their collective playoff lives, but this is a Lions team that just looks frisky. They're a frisky team. They're a fun team to watch right now, which is so weird because I never would have thought that, especially how their season started. But they're a fun team to watch play football, and
Been a fun team to watch all year,
yeah,
except for that Patriots game.
true. They are in every single game. I don't know
Well,
what
it's
their
easy to root for
ATS
them
is.
too, you know what I mean?
It really is
I
easy to root
think
for
something
them.
just went or some kind of poll happened. They're the most lovable team in the league right
Dude,
now.
they're the Cubs. They're the lovable losers.
Lovable
you know what I mean?
losers.
Like, the
They're-
lovable losers doing
And,
well.
and they're 10-4 against the spread on the season.
Yep.
They're 14 games. They're 10-4. I love that. And
And see-
against Carolina, all day long, give me the Lions.
And that is why I'm gonna go Carolina, because what does Vegas see to think Carolina's sticking around at
Keeping it
2.5?
close.
You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. They're taking the -3 to Carolina. It's completely flipped to Detroit -2.5. So it's like neutral field would be like -6 or
-6.
-5. But they're at home. Darnold is playing to the point where some team is gonna pay this guy
Yeah.
a small contract to come play, prove it. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
somebody is going to. Carolina might even keep him around. Because if they make the playoffs, you never know. Sam Darnold's came in, he's looked good. The defense has pieces. They are a good defense. You know, they create pressure. They got a good secondary. Detroit, I know I'm going to sound like a hater, but when's it going to be enough? You know what I mean? This is a great magical run.
Yeah.
Great last couple of weeks. Their offense is rolling. But we talk about Vegas all the time. How is this 2.5?
Why is it only 2.5?
Give me the 2.5 Carolina.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I like it. Sage, tell us about the Detroit Lions, pal.
Yes.
Yep. What's that shirt say?
Says, yeah, give me the Lions.
Yeah, give me the
Love
Lions.
Give me the Lions.
Yep.
Listen here.
Enough said.
First and foremost, let me congratulate Ben Johnson on being the next head coach of the Denver Broncos or Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah.
I think that's what's going to happen next year. We already saw what he did last week on that 4th down. Brock Wright.
Mhm.
Do we know who that tight end is?
Nope.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Gone for a
you know why?
touchdown.
Because he only caught 7 passes his whole college career at Notre Dame.
Oh my
7
God.
passes all year.
What?
And in that last drive, he absolutely butterfingered the first ball that got thrown to him.
Oh man.
Dan Campbell, he's not a chump. He said, you know what? I believe in this kid.
I believe in. Let's do it again.
I believe in this kid. Let's do it.
Yep.
And he rewarded him 51 yards to the house.
House call. I was going nuts.
Crushed my under.
Did crush the under. That's true. That hurt.
Fourth inches, one stop.
One stop and the under hits.
Yikes.
Surely someone's got to catch a slow whitey. No.
He wasn't even covered. It was man coverage. I watched the film breakdown on it. He was covered.
CJ
Like,
Mosley got
nobody
close.
was covering him. It was a block and release, and everybody thought, oh, he's not going to catch a fucking pass.
No.
Wide open.
First catch is
And he's gone.
He's gone.
Yeah.
Love this team to death so much. They're the only 1-6 team has ever made the playoffs before.
Yeah.
And that's 1970 Bengals.
And I think we're going to have 2 at the end of this year.
They got a 40% chance as of right now.
I love that for them, man. I love that for them.
And last week, the Panthers got away from what was winning them games. You know, it was defense, complementary football, run the ball.
Yep.
You know, that's what they got. You know, they don't really have much else. Sam Darnold's not winning you games.
No, he's not.
They only ran the ball 16 times last week.
Jeez.
And 16 times, that's not getting the job done.
No.
And it's really not going to get the job done when you're in a hole early because Detroit knows how to score points.
Yep.
You know, so I'm not taking anything from the Carolina defense. I've said on the pod before, they're a great defense, and I think they have a lot to build around in the future.
Yeah.
But I think Detroit's just rolling. They're going to roll right past these Carolina Panthers.
It's a hot team against the team that just lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yep.
So, Colin, where are you going with this one?
Never thought I'd see the day. A Week 16 Lion-Panther game with playoff implications.
Both teams.
Holy shit.
Both teams have a shot.
I'm going to roll with Detroit as well, partially just because they're on fire and I have Jared Goff on the fantasy team.
He's not like you down.
Respect.
And I agree with Addison. The line's a little fishy. I think if Carolina was favored, I'd be all over them because that's something that
Yes.
like, why the hell?
Why?
are they
Why?
there?
Agreed.
Yeah.
Since it's still 2.5, I'll take Detroit with give me a field goal to win it.
Yeah.
hopefully.
I mean, Detroit's they're not giving the ball up either. Goff's gone 6 games, no picks.
Yeah, he's playing smart football, man. He's going to make it really hard on them to draft a QB early. I don't think that
They are committed to a long term. They got the decent contract.
Right.
But I just
Yeah.
with those guys there in that pick there, if they can't at least consider it.
Right. If like Bryce Young falls to 4 or 5 and CJ Stroud is still there, how do you not?
I mean, I
take
get
him
it,
on?
man, but what happens to this team when you draft Will Anderson and you build this team for Goff, and
Yep.
then you go, oh shit, Jared Goff can't get
Isn't
it done.
it? He's not
What
it.
do we do?
Right.
And now all of a sudden, Will Anderson's a 4-year pro, and he's going to get a bag. You know what I mean? Aiden Hutchinson's gone.
Gonna get
you know what I mean?
gone. Yeah.
Goff's just gone through such a transition recently.
He has,
especially
hey.
He's playing very well
from
right
the
now.
Rams to the Lions. He was drafted as this golden boy, pretty
Yeah.
boy with an arm,
Yeah,
and
from
now
Cali.
if he could grow a beard, I would love it because he'd be this grizzled
Yeah,
man.
I'll say
That's what he's playing like, you know.
Detroit and Campbell might be the perfect spot for him just
Yes.
because they bought in on this guy and they believe in him, the way
Yep.
they speak and the way that this kid
They
runs
totally
offense.
believe in
I
him.
mean, good for Detroit to think that Goff's the future. We'll see. My question about him, in my mind, has been answered. Can he win you the Super Bowl? And
No,
that to
no.
me is no.
He's
And
not.
if that's the case, you got to start.
Then you got to
thinking.
move on.
Yeah.
I was
That's
literally
just
thinking
me, but
about
it's
that.
easy for me to say that. Not the Detroit Lions. This guy's got you 7-7 potential playoffs for the first time in a while since Stafford against the Cowboys in that DPI
2016.
trash.
2014.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But it's like you can't just knock that
Right.
with Goff. But
Yeah.
we'll see.
Just because the death sketch was the next week.
That's right.
Well,
And then the week after that was
Non-bad.
the fumble off the
Brandon Bostic.
kickoff, and then the week after that was why'd they throw it? The NFC got hosed.
Yeah, the NFC stood no chance.
No, no chance.
No chance.
Next
Poor
up,
Panthers.
so I like it. So we've got us 3 and Bobby on Detroit and Addison on the Panthers.
Sounds like a pick going my
Sounds
way.
like one pick is we're either all gonna pick up
Wow.
a game on them or we're all
Ooh.
gonna lose a game on them.
Big Detroit guys on
I'm not gonna
Saturday.
start going first just because I'm the first.
Well,
Maybe that's the
you
punishment.
just go down the
I'm
order.
happy to let you go
Punishment.
first. Although this one is your team, so do you want to go first or last?
Yeah, I'll go first on
All right.
this one.
So we've got the Buffalo Bills traveling to Chicago,
We got to spread at 9.
8.5.
8.5.
I've got it at minus 8.5 for Buffalo. Right now, sportsbooks are saying 9.
Or 8.5.
I'm gonna ride with
8.5
8.5.
is
It'll
fine.
change as it goes. I will say this before you start talking. Weather will be a factor in this game. It's going to be fucking cold.
Negative.
-8 degrees with a wind chill pushing like -30. I hope you're ready to be cold in Chicago,
Yeah.
everybody.
You guys want to get tickets?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Been there, done that.
I'm gonna ride with the Bears.
Yeah.
Did it last week against the Eagles. Bears.
Bears.
Stoppers.
Keeping it close. Bad weather, cold weather. Favors the running team. Well, the Bears have ran for 240 yards twice and 220 another time.
Mhm.
Only team to do that since the 1940s, you know what I mean? So they have the run game to do it. I was wrong about Khalil Herbert last week. I thought he was coming back early, but he's weak. He is coming back this
Yeah, he's
week,
playing.
so he is going to be playing. So you've got a 2-headed back with him and Monty, and of course Fields.
Mhm.
You look at Buffalo. Their run game is Allen, and then this is what scares me about Fields. In this cold weather, I don't want either one of these quarterbacks running. Stay healthy, Josh. Stay healthy,
don't
Justin.
get hurt.
Don't run, man, because these cold hits are going to fucking hurt.
Absolutely.
And it's going to be ugly, sloppy. Fields going to be bad. But all that favors Bears. Bad weather. Just love it. 8.5 towards the Bears. I will say, Eberflus, last time there was this cold of a game in Chicago, it was against the Cowboys. He was on the staff. Bears won 45-27, I think.
I was at that game.
Mhm.
Monday Night Football.
Yep. And
Rolled
so,
my ankle at school.
yeah,
day of.
yeah, he did. He went in the boot. Yeah, he went in the
Wore a
boot.
boot there.
Yeah,
Alshon
out in the
Jeffrey
cold.
had like a
You had like a
Hail Mary.
regular sock in your boot or something,
Yeah.
not like a good sock. So his feet's freezing.
I couldn't feel shit.
Yeah. But I think the cold weather just favors Bears.
Yeah.
So 8.5.
Yeah,
And I like the 8.5 too.
Yeah, absolutely. Last week I took the Bears against Philly, and I'm glad I did. That was the right pick, and I'm staying. This is gonna feel like old me making this pick, but I'm staying with the Bears in this one. That weather's gonna be cold. It's gonna be hard to throw and catch that fucking rock of a football they're gonna be throwing.
I will say, does Jack Sanborn being out impact? I know he's not. Some,
He's your starting middle linebacker,
I know.
right?
I know he's not some world beater, but the kid has actually been playing well and like
Yeah,
without
he's been
like
solid.
he's been
Solid
making plays
linebacker.
that
Solid
yeah
linebacker out of
guys,
Wisconsin,
and
I
it's
think.
like, well, who is it now? I don't even know, and
Yeah.
that's scary.
I mean,
but
I think
still,
it's you.
yeah, it might be. I'm suiting up. I'm
Giving you a
suiting-
call?
I'm wearing a sleeve.
Middle linebacker
Just
wearing a
one-
sleeve.
Yeah, come on, man.
No sleeves.
And you know, this is a game that scares me for the health of the quarterbacks, like you said. Josh Allen doesn't fucking slide. He doesn't know how
he
to
doesn't.
slide.
Just runs people over.
He just runs
Yeah.
in. He loves contact, and on Soldier Field in that kind of weather, that's a recipe for trouble, and he's got to be careful. So
Yeah.
I think he thinks that though,
Yeah, yeah.
and I think he's in his head. He doesn't run as much. Tries to just not take the hits. They've clinched a playoff spot.
Yep.
They haven't technically clinched the division, but they will.
Yeah.
And I think Buffalo wins this game,
Yep,
but
wins it by 8,
but not by
9.
9
Yeah,
points.
exactly.
Not by 9 points. Just like the Eagles couldn't win by 9. Whatever their spread was last week.
Yeah.
Bears like to chew up the clock. They can run the
They
fucking
shoot the
ball.
clock. At the end of the day, like it's funny. Bears were begging for an offense that could put up these numbers when we had a defense. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Now
Because
they're
their offense
throwing-
scores.
yeah.
So.
And
yeah.
actually, Justin Fields is at 1,000 yards exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, he
143
just reached
carries,
1K,
1,000
yeah.
yards, 8 touchdowns. And I think and Josh Allen's the leading, like both quarterbacks are the leading rushers
I
for
know.
their respective
I
teams.
hate that.
That's
but
crazy.
love that.
Yeah, you want a running back to be leading
That
there.
play by Fields, you guys saw it.
Yeah,
seeing
how
that
he
run,
scored
stepped
there,
out
that
of bounds,
was
but still, like,
crazy.
he's due for one of those a game.
Yeah.
Like, the defense has got to be thinking, when's it going to happen?
Mhm.
And that's just so good. For
And
me
yes,
to feel.
Tremaine Edmonds is a really good middle linebacker with top end speed to try and keep up with Fields, but then the tight ends are open.
Yeah.
And Fields is hard to contain. He's arguably the fastest player on the field at any point in time.
I think keep bringing up the play, but it's like on that play, Hassan Reddick kind of sacked.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
And it's
yeah.
like he gets out of it and then still.
And
makes
now
it.
in negative 8 degrees with
Yeah,
the wind
come on.
chill,
Those-
have fun wrapping up
Yeah.
and tackling him.
Come on.
Give me the Bears plus the points. I would even consider throwing on a little money line sprinkle, but if the Bears wanted to win, but I don't think they do. But give me the
Yeah,
Bears
they want
plus
to
the
lose.
points. Yep. Sage, where are you going?
I'm trying to look up stats right now because I'm going back and forth just because the spread is so big.
It's such a big spread.
It is, man. It's huge.
With Chicago's offensive line, it really worries me because I think Chicago has the ability, especially in a game like this, to run the ball. They're
Yeah,
first in
absolutely.
rushing.
Oh,
You know, they're first in rushing for the past 11 years.
Yeah.
They have such a high run rate. Buffalo's still 8th in rushing, quietly. But a lot of that's Josh Allen. How
Yeah,
much are they going to
just
even
scrambles.
let him
Yeah,
scramble?
exactly.
Right.
So that's really worrying me as well. Just there's so many just weaknesses against weaknesses here that I've gone with all away teams so far. Give me the home team.
Yeah.
Give me Chicago this time.
There's
I
just a
don't
lot
think
of
the cold
points.
is going
Lot
to
of
be a
points.
big effect,
Yeah.
like play wise.
Yeah.
But it's going to change the play calling in Chicago's
Definitely.
favor.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Agreed.
All right, Colin, are we clean sweeping the Bears?
We are.
Let's go. I love it.
Bears
We are.
clean sweep.
It's just too many points.
We
It's
talked
so
about the
many
Bears'
points.
rushing attack. You look at Buffalo last week, Raheem Mostert, 136
Like
rushing,
crazy.
13
yeah.
carries.
Yeah, he was averaging over 10 yards a carry most of the game.
Former Bear.
Mostert was?
Yeah, I
He
mean,
was
in
a
the
former
preseason,
everything.
like, yeah, he's like got like 9 teams. He's a god.
He's
He's a
been
god on
everywhere.
Madden, you know.
So
yeah, just put him on
fast.
any team. Yeah.
So yeah, lots of points and the cold.
Tough to come back. Yeah, tough.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, it's
Cover
gonna be-
Kings.
And the
Gonna
defense
be
played
cover
well last
team.
week for
Yeah.
as much as they could.
Only
you know?
25 points
Yeah,
allowed to the
absolutely.
Eagles, who are the consensus, pretty much top team in
Yeah,
the NFL.
exactly.
Next up, we've got the Saints traveling to Cleveland. Cleveland coming off of a big divisional win, technically not dead.
Not dead.
Cleveland. They need several teams to go 0-3,
This is
and several teams to go
the
1-2.
perfect scenario for the Browns.
Not dead
They'll
yet.
roll into next year.
Saints are, yes, it is. Saints are also technically only a game back in their division, but fucking Saints are terrible. Terrible team.
Yep.
Mhm.
And it's -2.5. Bobby's on the Browns.
Great number.
I'm on the Browns -2.5. I think the
Ooh.
Browns win. They just beat the Ravens by 10. I think the Ravens, even with Tyler Huntley playing quarterback, is a better team than the Saints. And give me the Browns to win this one by at least 3. I'm thinking another 13-3 game. Cold weather again. Everywhere's gonna be cold this weekend. It's gonna be shitty weather no matter where you're playing. And give me the Browns and Nick Chubb. I mean, if you're doing bets on players, Nick Chubb, 100 yards, 2 touchdowns, just lock that in.
Yeah.
He's gonna do it against the Saints defense. They're gonna pound the rock, and nobody wants to tackle that freight train of a human being.
No.
I don't. Not me. No thanks.
I'd die. I'd explode.
He would hit me, and I would literally combust. Ugly.
It does sound like I'm copying you, but I'm going Browns.
Yeah, no, it's just great choice.
I love the
2.5
Browns
is a great
roster. I think Deshaun Watson just going to continue to get better. And the team around him, he doesn't have to do what he did in Houston. He doesn't have to put up these 350, 400-yard games with 5 tutties. Because the team is built to run the ball, play defense, and then Deshaun, don't make mistakes.
Just don't make mistakes.
Yeah. 2.5, just too easy. I mean, if this is a neutral site, it'd be a complete pick'em, is what they're saying. God, give me the Browns on that even more. You know what I'm saying? You look at the Saints last week. They'll go up 14-0. First off, 68-yard touchdown pass from Taysom Hill. So let's take that away because that's not gonna happen again. They were up 14. They're up 14-3. And then they allowed the Falcons to come back, sneak a little bit, 10-14. They score. But then they get 18-21 and gave the Falcons life. If you give the Browns life like that, they're going to run it all over you. And good luck. Give me the Browns.
Watson and
cold
Nick
weather,
Chubb,
outside, in Cleveland. This just, again, favors the non-dome team.
Yes, the non-South Dome team.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll go off. So I'm also rolling with the Browns. But I think we're talking a lot about how great this roster is. But we don't have enough topics on the Saints, and the Saints actually have a lot to look forward to. Jawan Johnson switching from wide receiver to tight end has been one of the best moves of his career.
Seriously.
He's also in the running if it was an award for most improved player. He's been killing it. Had 2 touchdowns last week, and I'm fucking really proud of him, honestly.
Yeah, seriously.
They also have a lot to look forward to in this rookie corner, Alontae Taylor.
Okay.
He's quietly having a really, really good season. And if they can get this defense back on track next year, maybe Peyton comes back.
Yeah.
Maybe.
No, I mean, you never know. He just wanted a break.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe something like that happens. I mean, they don't have to fire Dennis Allen.
Right.
He knows if Peyton comes back, he's gone.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey, I'll be DC.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
One stat I noticed, Alvin Kamara, so when he's going to the left, as of last week at least, he had 9 yards on 6 touches. But when he's going to the right, he's got 83 yards on 16, right? Well, guess who lines up on that side? Miles Garrett.
Yeah.
And guess who's not going to let that happen?
Miles Garrett.
Yeah. Lock it down.
That's why their running game is not going to do shit
No.
against this Browns team. You know, if they already can't run to the left against the Falcons, they're not going to be running to the right against the Browns. No. It's not happening.
No.
So, give me the Browns.
Yeah.
Yep.
Colin, are we going to clean sweep the Cleveland Browns?
We gotta stop this.
I know, this is
weird.
getting dangerous.
We are Cleveland. We are Cleveland to sweep.
We are
Yeah,
Cleveland.
good.
Believe land.
Dog pound, outside dome team in the cold. I'll take the better running team with the better
It just
roster.
seems so obvious, which is what makes me nervous.
Right.
But it just seems so obvious. The better running team in the cold at home.
It does make you nervous. So I just look at it like the Saints offense, Jacqueline Hyde, is it going to produce or is it going to just have these moments where they don't score for 30 minutes of game clock? You know what I mean? That's what happens. They go 14-0 and then they don't score for seriously, it's until the third quarter.
I thought the
late.
game was over in the first, and all of a sudden it's a field goal in the fourth quarter.
And that's again to a kid in Desmond Ritter's first start that it was down bad. You know what I mean?
Down bad. And the Saints just don't score points. They scored over 30 points twice, and they're 1-1 in those games.
And the Browns like to win low-score games. So
exactly.
Did it last week. Did it again this week.
And you could tell by watching some of the highlights from last week's Browns game that Deshaun Watson's starting to get a little more confident in his ability.
Yeah.
He made a throw where he rolled out right and was on the right hash and threw it outside the numbers
that's
on the left
all
side. It's like, oh, he's got it.
Just from a football perspective, he's obviously the person that's
kind of a
just
shitty person,
it's
whatever.
the NFL. He's in it, so you got to talk about him.
Yeah.
From a quarterback's perspective, he's showing everything you want to see that he's still got. His athleticism is still there. His ability to get outside is still there. His ability to make deep throws, it's still there. Well, that's all you need. You know what I mean? He's got enough. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's starting to kind of put it together a little bit. He's got Amari Cooper there.
Yeah.
Nick Chubb
No,
there.
that's
He's got
the
the
thing. It's not
weapons.
pieces.
He's got the
Joku,
weapons and a
like, yeah.
great offensive line.
Yep.
I think he's figuring it out, and they're going to be pretty solid.
Spoiler for next year when we do our division. I'll have a 1 probably.
Yeah.
Over the Bengals.
Well, yeah, it's going to be.
Just saying.
Bengals going to have to start paying people real soon.
That's what I'm saying.
They're going to be in a tough cap spot.
We'll see though. We'll move on.
Yeah. Next up, we've got Seattle traveling to Kansas City. The current line on that is Chiefs -10. That's a lot of points. And you know who doesn't cover a lot of points? The Kansas City Chiefs.
Seriously, I don't have it on hand, but I would almost guarantee Mahomes' career record against a double-digit spread is bad.
I want to say
it's bad.
this year,
20-30%.
I want to say this year for a double-digit spread, I think they've had double-digit spreads at least 5 times. They haven't won one of them outright
and
like that.
That is
with
exactly
spread.
why I'm taking that rotting pumpkin, and
The
it's going to
rotting
get you
pumpkin.
just a little bit farther.
At 1 point.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right.
Cover the
Yep.
leads or
That
whatever.
pumpkin is
15-1.
rolling down the street right now, and pieces are falling off, but I'm in it for one more
One
week.
more
You know what I
week.
mean? I'm there. I think the 10 is just too much. Kansas City, it's going to be cold there too.
Yeah, well.
And Seattle, they've got a decent run game if they can get it going, and they've got the weapons to compete with Kansas City on offense. They really do. At some points, it's just too much, and like we've all said, Kansas City just doesn't put teams away. They just don't.
No, they haven't all season.
Yep.
Colin, where are you going with this one?
What did Addison take?
Seattle, sorry,
Seattle.
yeah, in the 10.
It's contingent on if Kenneth Walker's playing, we got to make a pick, not knowing if
Let's
he's
assume he
playing or
is.
not.
Yeah,
played
that's
last
another
week.
thing as well. Is he playing?
I think we can. We'll assume for now. We don't know for sure, but we'll assume for now that yes, he's.
Can't feel good though. Cold.
No,
grass
it's gonna
field.
hurt. Every hit is gonna hurt.
Mhm.
Cold grass field with an ankle issue. I'm not gonna learn my lesson. I'll take the Chiefs.
Taking the Chiefs. Okay. All right. Sage, where are you going with this one?
I've literally half circled the Chiefs, circled the Seahawks again,
Crossed
scratched it
it
out,
out.
arrowed it. I don't know what the fuck to pick, honestly, just because the Seahawks defense has let me down so much this year,
Mhm.
and I really was hoping it would be 6-seed Seahawks, 7-seed Lions.
Yeah.
And that would have been a dream for me.
That
you
would have
know?
been a dream for you.
But here we are, late into the season, and Seahawks are right there, but their defense just keeps letting them down, especially that rushing defense that we
Yeah.
talked about last week. And guess who's coming on right now is Jerick McKinnon.
Yeah.
Absolutely killing it. I mean, Isaiah Pacheco, he's
Yeah.
also just
Very,
got
very
burst.
Yeah.
And with CEH having so much of that early season down, they're both pretty fresh.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and that worries me, especially in a cold game. Give me the Chiefs. Give me the Chiefs.
Chiefs for Sage.
Yes, sir.
Bobby was on the Seahawks, by the way. I'm gonna take the Seahawks because the Chiefs just don't cover.
Yeah.
They just don't cover. I don't have the exact stat, but like I think their last 8 games they're 0-7-1 against the spread. That's terrible.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
winning games,
They win
and they
those
will
games,
continue
but,
to win.
yeah.
They will win this game. But I think that the Seahawks cover it. I think the Seahawks are still. I mean, they played San Francisco decently close. They lost by 8,
Yeah.
which isn't fantastic. But I would say give me San Francisco's defense over the Chiefs' defense for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I think Seattle comes to play in this one. Yeah, it's cold weather. Kenneth Walker can run the ball pretty well. If he's healthy, that'll be important. But 10 points is just so many points in this league, and the Chiefs were just favored against the Texans by how many? 14, and they won in overtime.
This is a
I think
game
it was
that
a half,
this
too.
game that Seahawks are gonna win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Pete Carroll just sneaks a dub out
Just
against
somehow
Kansas
pulls it out.
City.
It's one of those
just
seasons where that
ugly-ass
wouldn't
game.
surprise me.
Why all of a sudden are they look good against the Chiefs? You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Does it change your pick at all that Lockett's out or probably out?
No, because I don't think it's gonna be. I think this is gonna be another
Like
game
a
that
run.
ends after like 2.5 hours.
Mhm.
A running game, not many drop passes, short completions. Nobody
Yeah.
wants to catch that ball because it
Yeah.
fucking hurts. But that is a good one to know. But give me the Seahawks to kind of break up that tie
Yeah.
we have there.
Gino's bitching at Lockett during the game saying, bro, I got a broken index finger.
And I'm
Yeah.
fucking out here
What
slinging
do
the
you want
rock.
me to do?
Come on.
It already hurts enough. Add a broken finger to it.
Next up, we've got the New York Football Giants traveling to Minnesota.
Nice.
Vikings minus
Rich.
3.5
Okay.
as of the picks. It says 4 on here, but we're going with 3.5.
Okay.
If we make any of these are all just what Bobby has sent me this afternoon. He sent it to me right before we did the show. So I'm just going off of what he's got. If we make any of these locks, we'll go with the updated FanDuel
Yeah,
spreads.
yeah.
Yep.
Just to not cause any confusion.
Yeah.
Because, we cause confusion by if we lock a 3.5, but really on FanDuel you have to get it at 4, and then they win by 4.
Yeah.
You don't win any money.
I guess we could all spread it though.
We could,
True,
but
true.
yeah, but we'll just go with what Bobby sent me for this, and if locks are different, then it is what it is. Vikings minus 3.5. Sage, who are you taking this one?
You know, I'm rolling with the Vikings. I think Uncle Mo stays around. They're carrying the momentum from the second half of last week. And they're riding high right now just from that win alone, you know?
Mhm.
Kirk Cousins had 417 yards in that second half.
Yeah, he did. That second half was different.
Oh my
Crazy.
God. And the Giants have just been letting me down for weeks.
Yeah.
You know, and it's that classic saying, they are who we thought they were.
They are who we
They
thought
are. You know, they won last week. Congrats. You beat the Commanders.
Mhm.
And the last second was that ref's fumble. on the Terry McLaurin
Did you guys
illegal
see
formation.
that? Oh my God! What
Yeah.
are we doing? Hey ref, are we good? No, he scoots up. Are we good? Thumbs up. Puts his hand right on the flag. Hike. Yep. Illegal formation. It's like
Exactly.
oh.
I will say, I think the ref, you can't ask if you're in an illegal. I think he's asking, and the ref is indicating he's onside. Because that's what I saw
Right.
on Twitter was like because. I mean, maybe you can ask that, but
Right.
the ref is.
You're right. I don't know about
the ref
illegal
is
formation.
indicating, yeah, you're onside.
You're
Gary.
onside,
Yes, you
but
are
you're just not on
onside.
the line.
But
Yeah,
even
line.
then, there's the pass interference that was.
In the end zone, that wasn't called.
No.
The referees had a really bad weekend.
So should
Yeah.
the Giants have won that? They did outplay the Commanders most of that game.
Yeah,
I will
they
give
did.
them credit for
Giants
that.
looked like the better
Should
team.
they have won that game though?
I don't know.
Yeah, but there's no question. The Vikings should have won that game. They put it
Yeah.
away at the very end. They scored enough points. Like they did everything they could to come back in the second half. So give me the more explosive team in the Vikings. Because who are they throwing to in the Giants?
Yeah.
Richie James.
Richie James
My
led
sleeper
them.
fucking sucked last week.
Yeah.
He had 4 for
Thanks,
42.
Richie James.
4 for 42. He was their leading receiver.
He
That
was.
helps.
Yeah,
I called that,
that's
but I didn't know
He was
they.
their leading receiver.
Yeah.
4 for 42.
I mean,
ugly.
going back to October,
Mhm.
you got the Giants scoring 24 against the Ravens. You got a 23 against the Jaguars. Then you go 13. They beat the Texans 24. 18 against the Lions. 20 against the Cowboys. 20 against the Commanders. 22 against the Eagles. 20 against the Commanders.
They just
Well,
don't
they
score.
what? Didn't
Is
win a
there-
game since November 13th or something.
Yeah, is there enough? Yeah, is there enough offense for the G-men to outscore the Vikings? No.
No, there's not.
And the 3.5 is not enough. Could it be close because of the G-men's defense? Maybe, but I gotta take the Minnesota Vikings. They're at home, coming off of a complete choke bottle job by the Colts, but
Yeah.
you gotta. They're riding hot. I mean, at the end of the day, that offense is insane right now. They scored 39 in the second half, so they're just gonna be rolling. And 4 points, I think they can beat the G-men.
Definitely.
I'm excited to see Thibodeau though in this game.
He's
See how
been
he
very
follows that up.
good, man.
Yeah.
He's been very good. Colin, who are you taking in this one?
It's a one-score spread.
It's a 3.5 points.
One-score spread at 12 o'clock start.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
we know.
I'll take Minnesota.
Yeah, you will. Yeah.
Not saying they'll cover, but they'll win at least
Mhm.
in a one-score game.
And those who may detract from you and say, well, the Vikings just played at noon, but it was a Saturday. You're facing Jeff Saturday on a Saturday. Of course it's
That's
going to
true.
be tight.
First time ever.
First time ever. Of course it's
I
going to
mean,
be close.
also, let's just go back to the Vikings game just real quick. Some of those refs with those whistles on those
Oh,
fields.
they had 2.
Oh.
When does progression stop? Because if it stops immediately in the open field,
Then you can't
these
push runners forward anymore.
These piles can't be moving 5 yards.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
a joke. You can't see the guy. Progression's dead. Because if it's in the open field 1-on-1 and whistle can get blown,
Yeah.
how the hell are these piles moving?
Right.
That is bullshit.
Yes.
And the Vikings did get hosed on the first fumble. You want to whatever that was close.
The second one there was
fumble
not close at all.
horrendous.
Yeah,
and I get they got the
horrible.
ball, but that should have been a touchdown.
Touchdown.
And that is
Absolutely
the
agree.
refs being terrible and no playoffs for those refs, and that's a
No,
fact. I
yeah.
almost guarantee
And
it.
thankfully for them, Dalvin Cook scored on the first play after
Right.
the
Right.
Yeah, no shit, no
Otherwise-
shit. Yeah,
Otherwise, we're
seriously.
having a
Right.
different conversation.
If Minnesota doesn't score and they lose on that possession or because
Yeah.
of that, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
The refs, most of these referees this is like a part-time job for them.
Yeah.
What we need to do is start paying these refs more money. God knows the NFL can
Full-time,
afford it.
Yeah.
Full time. They
Make
have
it-
an off season. Give them an off season training
Dude,
camp. Hey, here, look at this film. What's your call? Is there a flag? No flag. Like, let's define what's a flag, what's not a flag, and let's fucking train them and,
And
just
I-
let them dive in.
I
on
understand these older refs with experience, that's true. But what is opposed to getting some of these guys that don't make the league, you know what I mean? But they can stick around with football. Get athletic refs, you know what I mean? This
Yeah.
is a sport where you
gotta run
be
up and down the
exa-
field.
You
I
don't
mean,
need 70-year-olds out
no,
there.
and I'm
Yeah.
not saying a 55-year-old, 6-year-old can't ref an NFL game perfectly.
Mhm.
They can, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? But why can't we get these younger guys in? And it's the same thing with baseball in my mind, you know?
Right.
It's just the ump. It's any official. It's like, why aren't these guys in their prime as well?
Right.
Why isn't there a ref, you know, that is just, this is his job, his career, like you said,
His
a full-time
career,
job.
full-time job,
It helps
bam.
the sport.
Yes.
It helps the sport.
And we like to complain about pace of play for baseball. I tell you what, 3 hours goes by really fucking fast when I'm watching a football game. If I'm there for an extra hour, an extra 30 minutes because flags are reviewable and we
Yeah.
get the calls right,
Yeah.
that's all that matters. I'm good with
Yeah.
that. I'm happy to spend an extra half an hour watching
You
a
can't
football
tell
game.
me that the NFL can't handle this in New York.
Right,
You can't
come
tell me
on,
that.
you
With
can't.
all the,
You just can't.
yeah, you just can't.
Like,
the money
there's-
they have, you brought it up.
The pass interference call against the Dolphins that led to the game-winning field goal. Not talking about the Dolphins, but it's obviously the game I was paying most
Yeah.
attention to. The flag was in the air before there was any contact made by the corner. He decided, I'm throwing
Assumed
this
it was gonna
flag.
be a flag,
He's gonna
yeah.
do this. I'm throwing it. Why? What are you doing? What are you doing assuming shit? And then the intentional grounding on Josh Allen. He fucking threw it to his left tackle who's not eligible. That's intentional grounding. There's a receiver somewhere.
Yeah.
There wasn't. Not within 20 fucking
It
yards.
sucks because it's like, at the end of the day, these calls change games.
They change games.
Yeah.
They absolutely change games, and they're just continually doing it. And the refs have really struggled this year.
Yeah.
And we got to figure it out. NFL, you have the money. Please, just make it a full-time gig. Give them benefits. You can afford it.
Yeah, seriously.
Let's get the calls right. Like, this is the biggest entertainment industry in the world.
Yep.
You cannot have
Yeah.
games decided by the
No.
referees. You
No.
just can't.
No.
Another argument, though, real quick, that you said, what do you say about the people that, say Minnesota just won by 3 at a prime time or a 12 o'clock game, whatever Kirk doesn't start? Do you think the Giants are going to get a punt block touchdown or a pick six touchdown?
Exactly.
Not going to get nearly
No.
as lucky, and it's in
It's like
Minnesota.
Or, and here's what, at the end of the
They
day,
make
Matty
those
Ice was dicing that zone up.
Yeah, he
Is Danny
was.
Dimes going to be doing that? I mean, the Colts have their weapons healthy at least. You know what I mean?
Right,
Are they
yeah.
the best? You know what I mean?
Daniel Jones
No,
aren't
but
too,
they
Richie
have been,
James.
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
They've got
And
these
Richie
guys out
James,
there.
a force.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
no.
Now, I really do want to take the Vikings not the Vikings, the Giants plus 3.5, because I would love to be different and not clean sweep the Minnesota Vikings, who have been really bad, who just got pushed to the absolute brink by a really bad Indianapolis Colts team. Was that game in Minnesota?
It
Yeah.
was.
It was in Minnesota, and they won by 3. You know what? Fuck it. Give me the Giants plus 3.5 in this one. I'm either going to sink or swim this week. They did just beat the Commanders in an ugly game where, yes, the refs may have helped them out a little bit. Ugly, and I'm a big Commanders guy, obviously, if
Yeah.
you've watched the show. But they won. They went on the road and they won against a divisional opponent.
Yeah.
And Saquon Barkley ran for 90 yards and a touchdown. I don't see any reason why he can't run against the Vikings defense, honestly.
Yep.
The Vikings don't stop people. They just got toasted by the fucking Colts.
Yeah.
You don't give up 36 points to the Indianapolis Colts. You just don't. They're 4-9-1. Sorry, Bobby. The Colts are bad. They're not a good team. Yes, pick 6. Block punt touchdown. That's 14 huge points that you don't expect to get.
I mean, they were buried early. I mean, what was it? Touchdown Colts and then a blocked punt?
Yeah, it was.
The Colts only had one offensive touchdown.
Yeah.
They had field goal, block punt, touchdown pass, field goal, pick 6, field goal, and that was it. That's all their points. That was 36 points. Oh,
Yeah.
God, I hate my pick already.
You can change it.
No, I'm staying with
I
it
love
because
that,
I'm
baby.
picking up some points this week. Give me the Giants on the road to lose by 3 points to the
So you're
Vikings.
trying to go down to 30.
The Vikings are only plus. What's the Vikings scoring differential?
2. It's plus
2 points, and they're fucking 11-3.
Yeah.
They don't win big.
What's the Giants scoring differential? Minus how many?
It's probably negative. It's probably well. Now I
Yeah.
have to know. Now I have to know because if it's negative, then I'll feel like a real dumbass. But
It's
they're
gotta
8-5
be
and
minus
1.
30.
Yeah,
You
it's
think
gotta
minus
be-
30?
It's gotta be
Minus
negative.
40?
What? Are they getting blown out and I'm just not seeing it? Am I stupid?
They got beat at 48.
They won
Oh, it's
22.
minus 25.
25.
Ugh, okay, I
That
don't love
48-22 game really.
You're right.
inflated
That really fucked them. That's 26 of the 25 right there. But you know, yeah, I'm just gonna ride with it and
Okay.
say send it. Why not? But it is primetime or noon. Kirk
I
Cousins.
almost do want to change my pick.
It is on a Saturday. This is Kirk Cousins on a Saturday again,
It is.
not Sunday. So keep that in mind. Next up, we're gonna
Second
move on.
half, he's throwing for the 400 yards.
Probably is. That's crazy. Give me next up. We've got Bengals going to New England. Bengals only 3.5 point favorites, which is kind of surprising. Real fast. Excuse me. This is really fun for me. I've waited 20 years for this moment, you guys.
Yeah.
The Patriots dynasty is dead.
Yep.
Bill Belichick is dead.
Yep.
What are we doing? Lateraling the fucking ball in a tie game with no time on the clock, no timeouts left. Jacoby Myers, first of all, threw an absolute seed.
Yeah.
Rolling left, throwing it right with Max
What is
Crosby
a
in his
dot?
face. A dot to Chandler
To Chandler
Jones.
Jones.
Oh, that was
I mean,
Jones
that hits
on
Mac
Jones.
Jones in the chest, though.
Yeah.
True.
If Chandler Jones isn't there, but what the fuck is Mac Jones gonna do with the football? There's nobody behind him to lateral it to. You think he's gonna bust it and stiff arm people? I know he's no longer mac and cheese. He's string cheese because he lost a bunch of weight apparently. I don't buy it. He's not running through a fucking soul. He's getting wiped out by the first dude that sees him and we're going to overtime. That's on coaching.
Yeah.
That's on coaching. And I know Patricia's in charge of that offense and not necessarily Bill Belichick, but it's a Bill Belichick coach team making the dumbest play I have personally ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything more stupid other than the Colts fake punt attempt.
I was just about to say.
But I think this takes the cake now. I think this is the worst
Highly
play.
doubt NFL teams do sprints during the season. I bet the Patriots did this week. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yeah,
I bet
oh,
that was
yeah,
we're
they are
going old
running.
school. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like this
people
is
deserve to
pathetic.
lose their
yeah,
jobs.
Their
this
ass
is
whooped
pathetic.
and shit.
I mean, Mac Jones got stiff-armed into Middle Earth. It was awesome. Jones, I was jumping, going
Yeah, that
crazy.
was
I was
awesome.
all about it. That's
Won
a
a
game
bet
that
for you at that point.
it did
You
win
had
a
that
bet.
witching hour.
It won my
Witching hour.
bet big.
Yeah.
Oh, it was awesome. I loved every single second of it. Bengals minus 3.5. Give me the Bengals. I don't have a whole lot to say about that. The Bengals are a far superior team to the New England Patriots. Patriots are bad. They aren't committed to Mac Jones at all. He's not the guy. Bailey Zappi's not the guy. Their team stinks.
Yep.
They stink. Give me the Bengals.
I'm going Bengals with you completely. New England's season just completely exploded right in their face.
Right.
They're in shambles, and
Money shot.
3.5. Bengals offense, what they just did against the Bucks after being down 17-0, facing adversity. Good luck if you don't do that to the New England, and I don't know if you're going to be able to. And good luck.
What was the spread last week for Cincinnati going to Tampa Bay? -3.5.
Yeah.
So same exact situation here,
Yep.
going to a team that's just as bad, in my opinion. Patriots and Bucks are very similar teams.
Agreed. Yeah, so I'm also rolling with the Bengals here. I will say the Patriots, the dynasty's dead.
Oh, so dead.
But there are teams that would kill for a bad season at 500.
Yes,
Yeah, no, that's
absolutely.
true.
You know,
Absolutely.
the fact that they're still 500, I don't think they're far off in the future from having a few pieces. Uche's playing out of his mind.
He's
I love him
awesome.
this year.
Their defensive line, Judon and Uche, are fantastic.
Yeah.
Too.
They got pieces to build around. It's just
Wasn't
not
Judon a Raven
this year.
Yeah,
Thanks.
he
We
was.
had
Thanks for that.
Matthew Judon, Terrell Suggs, and Zadarius Smith all on one line.
Oh
That's
my
sick.
god.
And we have none of them.
And none of them are there anymore. Damn it, Sage. You had them go to the fucking
I know.
Patriots.
Instead, we were like, let's draft Odafe Owe
Let's go
in
with
the first
Owe.
round, motherfucker. I don't care if you're going to run a 4-2. I don't give a fuck if you're going to run a 4-2 if you can't wrap up and tackle. If you can't get past the left tackle, I'm done with you, dude.
You're worthless. Speaking of Ravens, just really fast here. Did Ojabo play much? I know he was scheduled to
No.
return last week.
No.
Damn it.
No.
He'll be back, and he's gonna be a beast.
He'll
He's
be
a top
back.
5 pick.
We're
He's a
hoping.
stud.
We're hoping.
But
yeah, I have the Bengals here. I will say one thing: the Bengals a little worrisome. The first half of the past 3 of the 4 games, they just can't find a run game early.
No, they can't.
And that's a little worrisome. When Samaje Perine was in it, they were having a little better success. Maybe revert back to that.
Yeah.
And just kind of keep both backs healthy, keep them both fresh as much as you can. But hey, I think this is a good get right game for them too. Like they were down 17. Just see if you can get that first quarter, score a touchdown or two.
Just,
You know,
get some point
make
on
sure
the
you get that up there and work on that first half for yourself because you already got the second half rolling.
Yeah, they figured that out.
You
They
know?
got the second 2 quarters on lock.
Yeah, give me the Bengals.
Yeah. Colin, are we clean sweeping the Bengals?
We are. You look at Patricia
I almost
calling
offered
plays.
you money to take the Patriots.
You look at Patricia calling plays, and good God. And
It's so bad.
Yeah.
also, I saw Jacoby Myers. I think he's on the injury report all of a sudden with a concussion.
Oh, sure. I bet he's fucking concussed. You have to be an idiot.
Right,
That play.
I don't know if it's concussion. That could be fake news. but
Bill
he is-
Belichick just beat the shit out of him.
He is on injury report all of a sudden. Looked pretty fine to me on that throw.
You look totally fine through the absolute
Looked
darts.
better than Mac Jones. on
Yeah,
that throw.
yeah, better arm than Jones.
I also
Former QB.
sidebar. The Kelseys have their podcast, and I see clips on TikTok all the time. I
Sure.
saw a clip like an hour before we started the podcast. They've been talking about that play.
Oh,
You'll have to check it
I will
out.
have to check that out.
Like he throws it 30 yards backwards to the slowest person on the field.
Yeah, the Mac
With
Jones is
nobody
the
behind him.
least athletic player on that field other than the offensive lineman. And what is he gonna do with the ball, Jacoby? I don't know if Ramondre lateraling it to Jacoby Myers.
That's what started it.
He J.R. Smith.
Yeah.
He J.R. Smith. He's like, I'm just gonna dribble out the
I
clock.
would say,
Motherfucker, it's a tie game.
Shout out Ramondre Stevenson in that post-game
Stud.
presser. He straight up said, that's all on me.
Yeah, just take it.
No one told me to pitch it. That's
No.
all on me.
But why are we not
They-
just taking
everyone
the
that
knee?
they interviewed also played
Yeah.
Yeah, they
that
did.
play.
Yeah, good accountability because they all knew they were gonna get their ass beat at the end of the game.
Oh yeah, they all have concussions.
Hey, Matt Patricia, just take a knee next time.
Yeah,
Actually,
come
don't. No. Do another lateral play for me. But you should if you were a good
I
offensive
do
coordinator.
appreciate the fantasy points with the rushing. I don't know how that works after the lateral. Do I still get the rushing? Or
I
do
think-
I-
I
Because
think it was
Myers
Jacoby
fumbled,
fumble,
not
yeah.
you. But yeah,
what was I
Bengals
gonna say?
minus
Oh
3.
yeah, the Kelseys were like Mac Jones looked like he was trying to take a charge.
Yeah, so, he got low, sat the seat. He was like, ah. He got put in the dirt by Chandler Jones.
Another quick little side story: Bengals. Did you see it wasn't Bengals, it was Bucks. So never mind. I'm
Yeah,
also
Giovanni, though.
Giovanni Bernard.
Yeah, that's
the
sucked.
fake.
What have
That
you
sucked.
done for us to talk to you all
It's
year?
like, okay, get out of my face,
Yeah.
dude.
Fuck you.
Yeah, you suck. And another thing, just to go for the Bengals and us all taking them, they're 11-3 against the spread. Number 1 team in the NFL this season.
Nice.
11-3 against the spread.
Love it.
Damn.
Giants 10-4. So I hope you all feel really bad about your Giants pick right now.
No.
How many of those are Nemo?
None of those are me, Ma. A lot, probably. A lot.
At least Thanksgiving.
Yeah, true. Next up, we've got Houston Texans traveling to Tennessee. The line I got with Bobby was 4.5. I think it's actually down to 4 right now. It is.
Yeah.
It's currently
Okay.
Tennessee -4. The 12-1 Texans are only 4-point underdogs going to Tennessee.
And I will be taking them.
I
Like,
think it's Willis.
think it's gonna be Willis.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Tannehill gonna be watching through the blue 10 again. That picture was hilarious. Did you see that
I
face? I love
think
that.
he said he's
That's awesome.
doubtful Tannehill this week.
Okay, if he's doubtful, he's not playing.
Yeah, back-to-back weeks, Texans have covered against two really good teams.
Yeah,
There's
they
way
have.
more points in this spread, but the games have been close. And I mean, I've been on Lovey and his hard nips all year.
That was almost your.
Yeah,
That was almost your
almost. I love what it is though, but Houston 4.5. Tennessee is sort of squandering their season away, and I think Jacksonville might be able to sneak that division. So, and if that happens, I gotta go Houston plus 4.5.
Yeah.
Keep it close. Maybe even win the game.
Yeah, I am. I'm also gonna take Houston plus.
I'm a big
4.5
Houston
points.
fan, man. If they win 2 games, Bears lose out. Bears are number 1 pick.
That's so.
that tie.
If I had gotten the Bears,
Ooh.
my gift to the Bears would have been 2 Texans wins.
Yeah, 2 Texans wins.
Texans
baby.
wins.
That's all they need, and this could be one of them.
But yeah, I think
I'll take another win. I'll do it again.
That's
for
why
you.
I
Give me
was
the-
rooting for the Cowboys to lose so bad. The
Yeah.
Texans had 8 chances
should have
from like the
lost,
4-yard line
Yeah.
and didn't get it. And
they should beat the Chiefs. Like the Texans, very realistically, right now today, the Bears should probably have the number 1 overall
they very
pick
well could, man.
because the
God
Texans.
damn, that would
But the
be,
Texans don't want to win.
That'd be
But would you
joyous
change
to me.
anything if you had the number 1 pick? Like, would
Just bigger haul, baby.
Yeah, trade back and get
Bigger
even
haul.
more
Yeah.
picks.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But give me the Houston Texans to cover the points. They're playing inspired football, honestly.
Yeah.
Even with like almost no talent on the entire roster.
Mhm.
Give me the Texans to cover the points against the Titans. They've looked bad.
Yeah,
Sage.
I think we're forgetting one major detail here, and that's Derrick Henry playing against the
That's
Texans.
true. He goes for 200
Oh.
yards.
Going 200. He's at home, and I have
They
all
have
faith
to
in the
win.
world, especially if Malik Willis is in there. He's getting the rock every other play.
Yeah,
it's
he's
true.
getting
It's
it 25 times.
You know, this game might be rolling pretty quick as well, and the development of that rookie Chiga Conquo.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I love that tight end. He is absolutely killing it. He's coming on late, and I love everything. He's out playing. Who do they have? Hooper?
Yeah, Hooper.
Tennessee, yeah.
Hooper, yeah.
Yeah. He's
out
not doing
playing
it.
him.
He just finally took over snaps over Hooper. It's been a few weeks where it's
Good
been
for
kind of
him.
back and forth. He's finally taken over for snaps, and he's coming on late. Looks like a little Mark Andrews out there.
Love that.
You know, and if they can have Malik Willis set up a connection with a security blanket, I
Yeah.
think he'll convert a few third downs, put this game away.
Okay, all right. Colin, who are you going with? After Sage talks, I feel like you're going with the Titans.
I'll say he did bring up a lot of good points there.
Yeah.
I just don't believe in Tennessee still. I mean, they're his all-time skid.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
falling apart.
Yeah.
Both these teams are going in opposite directions.
Feel
As
bad
weird as
for
that
Vrabel.
is to say.
Yeah.
I'll take Houston with the points. Tennessee can win. Big body Bullock will hit a game winner.
Yeah. And we'll
Houston
cover
will
with
cover.
Houston. Yeah. Yeah, it's so weird what's happening to the Titans. I mean, their last 4 games, they scored 16, 10, 22, and 14. They're 0-4 in their last 4 games.
The one thing that it is a different offense. The Jags, I think their offense is prolific. You know, they're stepping up right now. But Derrick Henry had 90 rushing yards in like 85 of them on the first drive against
Yeah.
the Jags that game.
Yeah.
You look at that and go, oh, this is a game the Titans just run all over him. Derrick Henry finished with like a buck
121.
07. Yeah, 120. So it's like that is.
They went
got
away from it.
They
They
got
went
away from it.
Why would
You
you
just
do
had to
that?
bring that up that week.
What happened that week?
I would have made like $900
Oh.
if Henry had like
No.
8 rushing attempts
That's
in the second
right.
half.
That's right.
and the
Because it was
Titans
over
won.
25 and Titans.
Going
you're right.
550. He had like 14 rushes at
Yeah.
half, and I needed over 23 and a half.
And he was
like,
going
no.
nuts. No.
3
that's
carries
21.
for 9 yards the second
Sickening,
half.
man.
It's like, fuck you.
I remember that. That was
That's
brutal.
what you guys get.
Mm-hmm.
But
40 burgers.
us
home.
3 and Bobby on Houston, Sage on the Titans. So
Love that.
next up we've got Washington. Start of the 3 o'clock games here. There's only 2 this upcoming week, which is kind of nice. Washington going to San Francisco. San Francisco minus 7.5. Big spread for San Francisco and Brock Purdy.
So we are going the half.
Yep, we're gonna do the hook of 7.5 is what Bobby sent me. I'll go first. I'm gonna stay with my Washington Commanders. They have been cover gods for me until this past week against the Giants. San Francisco will win this game. I wonder what the over/under is for this one because it's probably pretty low. It's 37.5.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna win by 7.5 points in a 37.5 point over/under, I mean, I don't want to do the math right now, but it's like that's tough.
We're gonna win 27-10.
27-10, you think?
And I mean, I'm riding with the Niners 7.5. I just defense is too good. Offense is rolling with Purdy. They're
Yeah,
putting
they're
up
not
points.
bad. They're not bad.
I understand the Seahawks came back, snuck it in, but that was late. They're up big. They're pretty much just playing dwindle clock game. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're not running offense. And Seattle, they were fighting for their lives. That was a huge game for them. I mean, the Commanders are as well, but in San Fran, 7.5. I gotta ride with the Niners, man. They're my number 2 team.
They're
for a
awesome.
reason.
They're
Yeah.
super good, especially compared to Commanders.
Mhm.
I mean, this could be a preview of the 2-7 game. Washington having
Yeah,
to
I
go
could
to
totally see
San
this
Francisco.
27-10 or 27-13, something like that, and they win by 14.
Yeah.
It would be if the 7 team wasn't the
Wasn't
Lions.
Detroit.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking Detroit gets the 6th seed. But
Oh,
be 6-3
you're
though.
yeah.
getting me excited.
Yeah, Minnesota just
squandered.
wins out, yeah.
Yeah.
True.
6 versus the
True. Could be. There you go. Detroit gets the 7th seed.
I'm here for it.
Safe, you taking this one?
Yeah, give me the 49ers. I just think Heineke's magic is finally running out. You
Yeah, it
know,
does
he's
look
finally
like
getting
it
a
a
little
little
more
bit.
turnovers
Sputtering.
out there. He's a gunslinger. It doesn't fear. He's not afraid when he throws the ball. You know,
Yeah.
but maybe he should be.
Probably should be a little bit afraid.
Yeah. So with this defense, they're gonna get a few picks. I'm excited for them.
Yeah, the Niners defense is just so good.
It's so fucking good.
So good. Colin, who you taking in this one? You're the deciding.
quick story.
Uh-oh.
Last week, Dynasty League playoffs.
Oh, here we go.
Projected to lose by 65 going into the week.
Yeah.
Guy I'm playing: Justin Herbert, Austin Eckler,
Crazy.
Christian McCaffrey, Justin Jefferson, and Devontae Adams. Are
Yeah,
his top
that's,
5 guys.
that's an insane.
They're gonna
team.
lose by 65. All of a sudden, hey, let's go Heineke.
Yeah.
Other people in the league are chatting. I'm like, oh, does
What's
he need
going
like
on?
50? Like,
Yeah,
what are we
what's
doing
on
here?
here, right?
I need 14.44 points from Taylor Heineke to win. I end up losing by 1.06 points. He lost 2 fumbles for -4. Doesn't rush in the touchdown at the end of the game where he has one guy to beat.
Right.
Yeah.
And then obviously, the penalties, the whatever.
So
If they don't
taking away the
score,
opportunity
if
for
they
overtime.
score any sort of rush with him or pass
Point.
with him, I win the match.
You win it. You knock out the best team.
I
Brutal.
lose. Fuck you, Heineke.
That's
You are not.
49ers.
Although he did start 3 straight years in that Dynasty League in the playoffs for me, so shout out to you for being just available.
Doing his thing. Right. Being a person you were able to
Otherwise,
pick up.
fuck you.
Otherwise,
Being
you're
a
dead.
body.
Get your
You're
team
being a
fine.
body.
Get your team fine for drinking your bush lattes on the bus or plane, whatever the hell. Fuck you.
Pretty sure it's a
49ers.
charter bus. 49ers flying coach. Fucking bums.
Get your
Alright,
garbage
so I like
can.
it. You 3 on the Niners, and I'm going to continue to be a hater with Bobby. We're going to go with the Washington Commanders, which means lock it in, Niners. Just lock it in. Bet everything, bet your house. I might take out a second mortgage right now
Put on the Niners.
and put it on the Niners -7.5 because I'm a hater of the Niners, and every time I hate on the Niners, they do fantastic.
I thought you were switching up this week, though.
I am, but I'm going with Washington +7.5 like an idiot. Like an absolute buffoon. Sorry, Bobby. Bobby's also on the Commanders, you're wondering. Next up, we've got what has been billed as game of the season, arguably. Now, without Jalen Hurts, it's kind of up in the air on that. But Philadelphia traveling to Dallas. Jalen Hurts' availability in question. Dallas has a playoff spot clinched. Philly has a playoff spot clinched. They've got a 3-game lead in the division with 3 games to go. It's really looking like the NFC is going to run through Philadelphia. It's going to go through Philly. Right now, it's Dallas -4 at home, with the likelihood of Gardner Minshew playing being high. I'm trying to see if there's anything new on that. Colin, as this is your team against your least favorite team, do you want to go first or last? I'll give you the option of first or last.
I'll go first.
Because we all know who you're going to take. So,
Right.
So why are the Eagles going to be +4 in this one?
Oh, you look back to last week. Well, first off, Van Der Esch out. What do the Eagles do? Love to run the ball.
True. He's a
Run
run
their
stopper.
system. He's our best run tackler at least. Our corners are dog shit. I mean, if you guard A.J. Brown with Trevon Diggs, guess what? They got Devontae Smith. They got Quez Watkins. I just think that in Dallas Goedert's back this week. I just have no faith. I think they're going to lose outright, Dallas. You looked at last week, they go 503 yards to Jacksonville, 190 on the ground.
Yeah, that's
They
tough.
averaged over 7 yards a rush, Jacksonville did last week.
Oof,
That's tough.
that is tough.
Not great. So yeah, everything you have, like last week was Zay Jones, this week bet everything you have on Devontae Smith, or if you think Diggs on Smith, you bet on A.J. Brown. You bet on one.
He's going
if
to
not
cover.
both.
He's going to cover A.J. Brown.
He did it in the first game, really.
Really?
I think the first game, Brown had 2 catches for like 19 yards.
Oh, he did. Well, maybe that was Trevon Diggs locking him down.
Well, just when he was guarding him.
Gotcha. A.J. Brown in week 1 had, or whatever week it was, week 6,
I think he had like 7.
5 for 67 and a TUD.
Not a
Yeah,
bad game.
I'm gonna go Philly as well. It's a 4-point. You said is what we got it
So
at?
we got it at 4, but if you were to bet on it right now, it's actually 5.
Yeah, I'd say I saw 5, and I was maybe leaning more towards boys, but with the
At
4, and you bring up the run game and the Minshew for Mike Leach, and I mean it's a narrative play,
Yeah,
narrative
it
story.
is.
You know what I mean? And sometimes those come across in the league and they happen. So I'm gonna go Eagles -4. Minshew balls out.
Okay.
I will add one more thing before you two go. This is a win-win for me in my book.
Yeah.
Well, it's 2 wins, 1 loss. Win-win-win in my book.
Uh-huh.
Cowboys win. Fantastic. That's
Fantastic.
the first win.
Yeah.
My pick wins.
Right.
Fantastic.
Okay, great.
Eagles win. Hurts MVP narrative down. Micah Parsons system talks up.
Yes.
Love
Good
that.
point.
Okay.
Sage, who are you taking in this one?
Yeah, I'm also I'm gonna roll with the Eagles just for all the reasons we've already stated. Gardner Minshew's got something to play for. They got a great running game, and Dallas's defense has been a little suspect recently. You know, like they started off the year super hot. Since then, they've allowed quite a few points the past few weeks.
Yeah, the last 2 games they've allowed a total of 63 points.
Yeah.
With 40 of them coming from the
And one of those was
the Texans.
Yeah.
23. They allowed 23.
It's not looking pretty. I will say, so the Eagles, they're just deep on defense, especially their line.
Yeah, they are.
Hargrave, Sweat, Grant, Cox, Davis, Sue, Joseph. It just keeps going. I will say, Minshew, since he's playing, I think Dallas Goedert, is he activated
I think so,
officially?
yeah.
I saw something about that. Started. He was in one game last year, Minshew was. Through Dallas Goedert had over 100 yards, 2 tutties. And I played him that game, and he absolutely went off for me in fantasy. So start him in your fantasy lineups. Pick him up right now.
Yeah, he is completely healthy.
Yeah. So make sure that's happening. I think this could be a fast game too. If the Cowboys are smart, they're also going to run the ball just because throwing the ball, they haven't been as successful with. You know. So if Tony Pollard gets his touches, it could be also a pretty quick game.
Yeah. Okay. Real fast, because I was just looking into Jalen Hurts here. It's looking like Ravens, Lamar Jackson trending to miss this week's game.
Yeah.
Hasn't practiced yet. Didn't practice today. Jalen Hurts is going to be questionable. 50-50, they're saying. He may play, he may not play.
Just the line moving as much as it has.
I was going to say, Cowboys are actually -5 right now.
I think they opened as like a 1 or 1.5.
And I'm not going to go against the sports books. I did this last week for the Browns against the Ravens. Why were the Browns favored by 2.5? Oh, they won by 10. Cowboys are favored by 4, and they don't know if Jalen Hurts is playing or not. They're assuming so. Cowboys
Vegas
at home. Vegas knows.
They know if he's playing already.
They know if he's playing. And I'm taking the Cowboys. I'm going to be the different one on this one. I'm not going to clean sweep the Eagles. You're all welcome, because I probably just saved your Eagles pick. Give me the Cowboys minus the 4 points. I do think the Cowboys win this game by 3.
My dumbass thought the Eagles are -4.
Oh,
so
no.
I might take the boys.
It's Cowboys are favored. Do you want to switch to the Cowboys?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Addison's switching to the Cowboys with me. Yeah. No, it's Cowboys -4. Sportsbooks love it, and it's actually -5, but our picks are gonna be for the 4. I'm all in on the Cowboys still. I think this is the game they've been waiting for. This is the game they've had circled for the last 2-3 weeks.
See, I was going to bring up their offense was rolling in that overtime, and that pick was not on Dak.
No,
Noah
it was
Brown
tipped
dropped
up.
the ball.
Right.
Like, he straight up dropped the ball.
Yep.
And the offense was rolling. They could have and should have won that game.
Yeah.
This is a game for Dak to figure it out.
Yep.
And I like
They're
that.
hearing the disrespect. There's something to be said for hearing the disrespect and being like, okay, motherfuckers, let's go.
Yep.
You guys, you want to earn your respect, Cowboys? This is the week you earn your respect from the national media. And of course they'll turn it and say, oh, Jalen Hurts was playing hurt or Jalen Hurts didn't play. Doesn't matter to me. Cowboys are going to win this game by 7, and they're going to cement themselves as a NFC top 3 team with the 49ers and Eagles.
Okay.
Give me the Cowboys. Next up, this is a big one. I want to go last on this one. Vegas going to Pittsburgh. It's not a big one. Neither of these teams are any good. That was a joke, but going last is legit. Right now, it's Pittsburgh -2.5, which is a great line.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby's on the Raiders plus the 2.5 points. Sage, one of your favorite teams is playing in this game. Who are you taking in this one?
Oh, that's funny. No, we're going with the Raiders for this game. They're just showing a lot more than Pittsburgh is. I mean, Pittsburgh did beat Carolina last week, but the Raiders, they just know how to score more points.
Yeah.
They have more superstars on their offense, and I don't really trust Pickett, Trubisky, Rudolph, whoever's playing quarterback.
Doesn't matter. Yeah.
I mean, they're going to get creamed by Chandler Jones anyways.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he's looking for another stiff arm, you know?
Yeah.
He got the taste of it, and he's hungry.
And he loves it.
So-
He's like, make me a running back, coach.
Yeah, he wants in there. He wants in there.
You're telling me you're not putting a goal line package with Chandler
Yeah,
Jones as
seriously.
like a tight end?
You have to. You have to now.
Also, one more thing about this game is I have my sleeper for the week, and if you're looking for a deep playoff push, say your wide receiver got hurt first week of the playoffs, look no further than the starting Mac Hollins.
He's been awesome for them.
And he's only rostered in 20% of leagues right now. You know, so look at Mac Hollins. He even scored a touchdown last week. Absolutely been killing it all year with Renfro out and everything.
I don't know if Devontae Adams was hurt or not, but every time they threw it, I was like, that's got to be Devontae Adams. Like, it's fucking Mac Hollins again.
Yep. There was a point we were like, is he dressed?
Is he even
out
playing?
there?
Where is Devontae at? It was just Matt Collins every play.
He's looking good.
It's very
They have a
weird.
very good wide receiver core for whoever's going to take over when Carr goes to the Jets next year. I think they got something going.
Yeah, I like that. I can't argue with that at all. Colin, who are you taking in this one?
Oh, this is another fishy line.
Mm-hmm.
I get you have to make one of these two teams favorites.
Right, someone has to be
But
favorite.
looking
They're
at
calling
the
it a
eye-
pick 'em.
Looking at the eye test last few weeks, I'd say Vegas has played way better than Pittsburgh has the last 5-6 weeks.
Yeah.
There's something about those cold weather December games, night game. Franco Harris tribute retirement jersey passed away.
Yep. Rest in peace, yeah.
Rest in
Yeah,
peace,
rest in
Franco.
peace, Franco
That's
Harris.
tough. I think there's no way Pittsburgh's losing this game. We might not cover the 2.5. I might lose the pick, but I don't think they lose the game.
On the anniversary of the Immaculate Reception.
Yeah, Addison, who are you taking in this one?
I'm gonna go Raiders. I just think with everybody back, another week of Renfro in practice, another week of Waller, it's gonna be enough. Like we said, the superstars, the weapons, their offense is playing well. The Raiders wish they performed better at the start of the season. That's for damn sure because they're sort of hot right now. But give me the Oakland JK Las Vegas Raiders.
This is a game I have starred because I had written next to it the Franco Harris game. It was he was going to have his jersey retired.
Yeah.
He didn't make it. He just passed away. Again, we just said rest in peace to Franco Harris. There is no way on God's green earth that Pittsburgh Steelers don't obliterate the Raiders in this game because of that reason right there. There's something to be said for that.
Narrative
There's
play,
something
man.
to be said for some emotional thing happening in your team coming out and doing what needs to be done. Steelers beat up on the Panthers last week, who are the Panthers. Raiders were fortunate enough that the Patriots forgot how to football. They did have a big lead, but then they choked it away in classic Raiders fashion. And I think the -2.5 spread is really handy for a game-winning field goal for the Steelers at home. There's just no way they lose this game. Like Colin said, I just don't see any way that the Steelers lose this game on Franco Harris Day. The Immaculate Reception, which I just watched today, that was crazy. He was an awesome running back for them. Fantastic player. Sure, he was a good dude, too. Give me the Steelers to win this one, maybe even by 10. We just remind everybody that the Raiders are bad and will continue to be bad and miss the playoffs.
Warm weather dome team going to Pittsburgh.
To Pittsburgh in the
December.
middle of a bomb cyclone, too. Yeah, big things there. Next up, we've got Green Bay Packers. So now we're on the Christmas Day. Green Bay Packers traveling to Miami. Miami -3.5 points. Is last I saw was what Bobby sent us. I think it's actually Miami -4 right now, so it's pushing up more towards Miami, which is always it's Miami -4 right now for betting purposes. Bobby's taking the Dolphins -3.5. Addison, where are you going with this one?
Man, it is sure tough.
Because this one's tough for you. This one's a tough one for
I
you.
know. Oh man.
Two favorite teams.
Yeah.
You know, there's only 3 things guaranteed in life. You got death, taxes, and me picking against the Dolphins spread. I'm going Packers plus the 3.5. They're fighting for their season, and
They're
Rodgers
not
wants
dead.
to keep playing.
They're not
Their offense, I mean, it's all right. And they're figuring it out. A little bit of a wrinkle last week with Christian Watson, though, that missed touchdown. And Rodgers was joking about it afterwards.
Pissed,
Yeah,
he
he
was
was
mad.
pissed,
He was
though.
mad.
But 3.5, Miami, somewhat struggling as of late. I want to say, 3 straight L's?
Yeah.
That is. They're
3
going
straight
for
road losses.
Yep. They're at home. That's a big game. Rodgers in Florida. You know, he does suck down there. But I'm going to hope he breaks it. I'm going to go the 3.5 because it's not going to be too hot. You know what I
No,
mean?
it's not.
So-
It's not going to be hot. It's going to be like 60 degrees.
So that's going to fit perfect for Rodgers. Give me the Packers plus 3.5.
Sage, where are you going with this one?
Yeah, I'm actually I'm rolling with Miami. I think they're just due. You know, they're
Yeah.
due for a win here.
Yeah.
3 straight losses, and it's not like they played a bad game
No.
last week.
No, they
They played a
played very
damn
well.
good game
Played very
against
well.
a really
So-
good opponent, and I don't think they're playing that good of an opponent this week.
Agreed.
I will say Green Bay's defense has tightened up pretty recently. Preston Smith last week had a 22.2% pressure rate with 2 sacks.
That's impressive.
You know, and I'm really worried about Tua in this game just because if that line can hold up, I don't want anything to happen
We'll say
to him.
Teron
in the
Armstead's
playoffs.
healthy and playing, so we've
Yeah.
got him at least, thank God. He's
Yeah.
good to go, which is nice.
Yeah, so hopefully he can hold him in check,
Hold
but
him down a little bit here.
some of those players playing a little bit out of their minds right now. Packers do have a 7% chance of the playoffs right now, so you know
You
they
never know.
got a lot to play
Yeah.
for.
Yeah.
Run the table.
Run the table and then hope a lot of things go your way.
Yeah,
and You never
exactly.
know. I'm just hoping the Dolphins defense tightens up a lot.
Shows
right
up,
now.
yes. Josh Boyer's coaching for his job, which I asked Santa Claus for a new defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so Sage on Dolphins. Colin, where are you going with this one?
I'm riding with the Dolphins as well in this one. Just eye test alone. If they can stop the 2-headed monster in the backfield of Green Bay, I think they can
Yeah.
easily shore this up.
And I think the Dolphins were 3rd in rush defense last I checked. They may be a little bit worse off now, but I mean, I think Josh Allen led the Bills in rushing against us.
He did, 77.
Yeah. So I don't think that's changed a whole lot. So going with Dolphins.
Yep, and I will say, shout out Green Bay for catching that same gamer and
Yeah,
kneeling it
that
out
was
at the
awesome.
line.
That was awesome.
I was like,
huge
just get
shout out
enough,
to that.
get enough to get the first so you can ice the game because I think they went for a fourth together, right?
Yeah, and they got it. That was huge.
I was like,
Aaron
either
Jones
just-
got tripped up.
Either get stuffed or just
That
don't
was
convert
huge.
or convert but don't score, and it was
Yeah.
big. So shout out Green Bay for that.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Dolphins, obviously minus the 3.5. I'm not going to spend too long on this one. Last week in a loss was the best we've looked since our bye week.
Yep, definitely.
Every other game before that, we've looked out of sync, out of rhythm. We showed we can run the ball. 17 carries for Mostert for 136 yards. We went into Buffalo where it was driving snow in the fourth quarter, and it was freezing cold all game, and we said, yeah, you guys said we can't play in the fucking cold. We were up by 8 points with just the fourth quarter to go.
Yep.
Would have been a huge, huge, huge win. I don't want to talk about the referees and missed calls. I just don't, because every game has missed calls. It is what it is. We just went into Buffalo and showed, yeah, we can play there. We can play in Buffalo in shitty-ass weather. The worst weather we'll probably play in all year. And we showed up.
Mm-hmm.
I think we beat the Packers and end their season, which is hard for me. This is like, I don't know if anybody remembers this from WWE, but when Shawn Michaels fought Ric Flair in the retirement match, I'm sorry, that's me to Aaron Rodgers this week, because I took the Packers to win the Super Bowl.
You're tuning up the band on
I'm
Rodgers
tuning
this
up the
week?
band on Rodgers this week. I'm over here stomping my foot, and I'm going to deliver a sweet chin music to his Super Bowl hopes
yeah,
and
his
my
COVID
Super Bowl
toe.
hopes this year. Yep, to his COVID toe. And we're going to fucking super kick him to sleep. A little sweet chin music.
I love it.
Love it.
Night.
Love it.
Next up. Oh, go ahead.
I'm feeling bad for you though. With all the Tua slander, I've heard so much of it recently.
It's painful.
Even when he plays good, he
Even when he
gets
plays well, they shit on him.
So I just want to let you know, I'm on the
He's
Tua
in.
train.
I'll
I'm
rob
not.
him.
I
Rob
don't think
him.
he's gonna get MVP this year.
No, he won't win it this year for
He's
sure.
not having
Nope.
it right now.
Nope.
But hey, I'm really proud of him. I think he's doing great.
I'm happy with the statistics. I mean, you look
Yeah.
just at the numbers: 3,300 passing yards, 24 touchdowns, 5 picks. I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
I mean,
And
after
if
his
he
first 2 years, he was labeled as a bust.
A
You want to
total
look at a
bust.
bust?
Yep.
Look no further than the Jets. Right
Yeah.
now.
Yes.
Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson.
But Tua's playing way better and he's getting
Way
credit.
better. And we showed, I thought this going into this game, last thing on the Dolphins before we move on, I thought this going into this game that this was going to be the game where we broke out the second part of Mike McDaniel's playbook.
Yeah.
I don't know why I think that he has this second part, the next phase, but all of a sudden we fucking just pounded the rock.
Mm-hmm.
Just absolutely dominated on the ground. It's like, okay, that's the secret to beating these cold weather teams in their house.
Oh yeah, it is.
Run the fucking ball. That's the way to do it. So I was happy to see that he did it. I want to see him commit to it and roll with that more.
Yeah.
But we showed we can do it.
Yeah.
Next up, a dumper of a game that we don't have to spend long on because I think we're all going to pick the
Merry
same team.
Christmas.
Yeah. Happy. If this is the only game, Denver needed one more prime time game.
You know CBS fought for this game earlier in the year too.
You know they did because they thought it would be maybe a Super Bowl preview.
Yeah.
Denver going to LA. Denver minus 2.5 points. Bobby's on Denver. I'm on Denver minus 2.5 points. It's going to be Russell Wilson versus Baker Mayfield. That's all I need to know.
Yep.
Done. Denver.
Yep.
Give me Denver. Even though Russell Wilson sucks this year. I don't know if is he still behind in the bathrooms match.
By one.
He didn't throw a touchdown last week.
He was
was
out.
hurt. Oh my god, he was
Yeah.
hurt.
Is he playing?
Is he even playing this week?
No, I
don't
thought
know.
he was healthy, dude, and they sat his
Yeah,
ass.
he was
I
healthy
think
and they
he's
gave him
done.
another
I think
week.
he might be
Oh,
done.
is he
Yeah,
gonna go
they
back?
just let him have a week to get back.
Fully
The
get
bathrooms
back.
called it a favor.
Yeah, they did. They sure did. But they just fought the Chiefs tooth and nail. Denver did. That's a good game. They lost by 6. Give me Denver on the road in LA. Weather won't be a factor. Probably the only place in the whole country weather won't be a factor. I think Denver wins this game.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah, I'm also rolling with Denver this game. Baker Mayfield magic was really nice for that fourth
Really
quarter.
fun. Yeah, really fun.
It's gone. It's
Yeah.
gone. Baker has one good game a year. Congrats, y'all had it. The Panthers didn't. We can move on from that. But the Broncos defense alone, I don't care if they didn't have a quarterback. If this was the
Yeah.
game that Kendall Hinton
Yeah,
was
had to
starting
be.
quarterback,
I'd
I'd
still
still
take 'em.
pick the Broncos.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah. Colin, you agree?
I need a difference pick here.
Okay, do it.
So I'm going with the Rams.
Plus the
Cam
points.
Akers looks like he should have to start the year
Yes,
finally.
looking good again.
Yes.
2.5 is a sketch line. If it was 3.5 for the Rams' favor, I'd be even better,
Yeah.
even happier. Baker, just do enough. Just score 13 points. I think they
That's
win.
all
this
they
game.
need. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
all they need is 13 points. Yeah, I gotcha. Addison, where
I'm
you
gonna
taking?
go Rams as well.
Rams as well.
This is sort of a what pick as well because the Lions have that Rams pick. So let's
Uh-huh.
get them another dub.
Yeah, get
But
them
plus
another
2.5. It's gonna be ugly. It's gonna be ugly all around. 2.5 Rams at home.
Okay, I like it. Next up, we've got Tampa. Another great game. Tampa Bay traveling to Arizona. where I don't know if Kyler's playing or
Trace
not.
McSorley is in line to start.
Wait, Kyler's done. He tore his
Towards the-
Oh, yes, sorry, duh, Jesus, yeah.
I was,
Kyler's
I
done.
was sitting here questioning it too. I was like, wait a second.
Wait
McCoy's
a
out.
second. Yeah, McCoy's also, that's it. McCoy's out. It'll be Trace McSorley.
Trace McSorley.
Oh, God.
on,
Break out the music.
For bettors and betting purposes, it's Tampa Bay minus 7.5. For picks, it's minus 6.5, which changes things. Bobby took the Bucks minus the 6.5 points.
I'm going Arizona.
You're going Arizona?
I
Yeah.
am. Tampa Bay man, NFC Championship game with a 7-win team, maybe.
That's
I
crazy.
predicted it, but
That's crazy.
they just look so inept right now, that offense. Their defense makes plays, their offense can't get it done. And, I mean, Arizona plus the 6.5. I think Tampa Bay might win. Is it ugly? Yeah, I think so. So that's why the 6.5 is too many for me. Arizona has to figure out something.
Yeah, they're
Something.
so bad, man.
So hopefully the 6.5 is enough.
Yeah.
I do love it at 7.5.
Yeah, same. 7.5 would be awesome. Give me the Bucks. Give me the Bucks.
Yeah.
Minus 6.5. I don't know why. I mean, I guess they're playing for a playoff spot. To be fair, they've looked terrible the last several weeks. They've looked terrible all season. They're not a good team. You know, their wins, the last 3 wins that they have of all these games I'm seeing here. Let's see. They lost to the Panthers, lost to the Ravens, beat the Rams by 3. They beat the Seahawks by 5. That's their best win. Lost to the Browns, beat the Saints by 1, lost to the Niners by 28, and just got embarrassed by the Bengals in the second half, where they gave up 31 unanswered points.
Yeah.
But give me the Bucks in a battle of 2 bad teams. One of them is Tom Brady, one of them is Trace McSorley. That's the end of the conversation for me, because I think the Bucks roster is better than Arizona's roster right now. So give me the Bucks minus 6.5. Sage?
Yeah. I'm also gonna have to roll with the Bucks here. I mean, one of them has Tom Brady, even at 45 years old, 46 years old.
Yeah.
One of them has Brady, one of them has Trace McSorley. You know, I saw Trace McSorley play for us firsthand when he was a Baltimore Raven. He had a few magical plays, but magic doesn't run long. You
No, it
know,
doesn't.
there's a reason that he was not drafted, or he was 6th or 7th round, something like that. Some ridiculous. He's not that good. You know. Also, Watt had 3 sacks last week. JJ Watt had 3 sacks, so maybe
Shit.
Brady doesn't even finish this game. Full-grown Watt landed on you.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
But even then, the Bucks have something to play for. Arizona has Cliff Kingsbury to play for, and I wouldn't play for him.
Yeah.
So give me the Bucks.
Okay. Colin?
Oh, this is so ugly. Tampa Bay is going to be 7-10 and beat Dallas in the wild card round in Tampa. To get to 7-10, they got to win one more game. So this is the game they're going to win. Arizona was just eliminated from the playoffs last week. If I'm them, I sit anybody that's worth a shit. You know, Watt, you're sitting.
Yeah,
Hopkins,
Watt
you're
might as
sitting.
well.
Buda Baker, if you're still even active, you're sitting. If you're not hurt, I don't even know who's hurt. Arizona sucks so much, I don't even watch their games. I love football.
Yeah, they're bad.
I love football.
Oh, we saw it last week. I mean, they were right there with Denver, and then McSorley comes in, and it's just bye-bye.
Yep.
But that's Denver's defense in Mile High versus Tampa's defense coming to Arizona.
True.
I'll still take Brady.
In 2 months, we're gonna be killing for this game.
I know.
We're gonna be like, I miss football.
I'll watch
I'll even take
Broncos.
Bucks, Cardinals.
Yeah, some
Broncos
shit.
Bulls Thursday night when it's 6-9 going into the
Oh, that
boring
game! I did not watch
fucking
that
game.
one.
Jesus.
Nate and I live bet the under like 2 or 3 different times, and
And all
it all hit.
Yeah. Last game of the week, Monday Night Football. Los Angeles Chargers traveling to the Indianapolis Colts, where weather will not be a factor because it's indoors. Chargers minus 4.5 is what I have on here. Let's go ahead and start with you, Sage. What you got?
Yeah, I'm not gonna play stupid with this one. Just give me Chargers. I have honestly nothing left to say.
Yeah.
The Colts can't even. They'd be up 30, and I'd be like, yeah, give me the Chargers.
Yeah,
Whatever
give
the
me the
line
Chargers.
is,
Yeah.
give me the Chargers.
Colin?
Give me the points. I don't think the Chargers could beat anybody by 4 points except Miami.
Yeah, apparently Miami. Unlucky.
Watching that game last week, I mean, I even had to tweet it out on our Twitter. It's like the Chargers stink.
Yeah,
like,
dude, are
why
they
is it
bad?
7-7 in like the?
It was a boring
early
fucking
fourth
game
quarter?
against the Titans, who stink.
I think Gilmore's good enough to take either probably Allen out of the situation. I think he's the one over Williams. It's just, you guard Eckler and Herbert's lost.
Yep.
Yes. There you go.
I'll take the points.
Okay. Addison?
This game actually has my outrageous take in it.
Ooh.
Saving it for Monday Night Football.
Yes.
And it does involve Chargers minus 4.5.
Okay.
Justin Herbert to go off. 350, 4 tuds.
That'd be awesome. for my
Perfect
fantasy
defense to do it against in the Colts. They love to give it up. In the last month, in the fourth quarter, their point differential is minus 82. Most of the league by 40, like 6 points or something like that. It's absurd.
Oh, no.
Don't get me wrong, Colts, Cowboys game, and then obviously the Vikings game, but still those numbers are that for a reason. I just don't get how anybody with a straight face, I know you picked them, Colin, but I don't get how with a straight face, you could look me in the eyes and say, I want a Colts plus 4.5 after last week. I mean, if you do that, I
got a question.
I don't know, man.
You got a question.
I
You got a question and intelligence, right?
So I'm going to go Chargers minus
I want
4.5.
Colts money line.
I want Colts money
Put it on
line.
the record.
Well, good news, Colin. I'm riding with it. Give me the
Hey.
Colts
Oh my
plus
God.
4.5 points. They only lost to the Vikings, who are a better team than the Chargers by record. If we're looking at record, they only lost. They fucking choked. They absolutely blew it. But this is the Nick Foles game. This is that quarterback change game. This is large Richard Nicholas. This is the Jeff Saturday first game as a head coach game. This is where you get that spark, and you cost yourself a good draft pick. Sorry, Bobby. And you just show up and you win this game at home against the Chargers in a shootout because Nick Foles is going for 300. He's going for 300 and maybe 3 touchdowns. I don't know. He might.
Honestly.
St. Nick a day late.
St. Nick, yeah, the day after Christmas. You're telling me St. Nick the day after Christmas is
He
going to
just
fall
got
out.
done putting
No wonder
his
he's
gifts
so
out.
slim
Yeah.
because he just got done giving presents out all night. And he's going to give us one more present, and it's going to be the Colts plus 4.5 points.
How many of those 4 tutties does Gerald Everett get? I don't want to lose the toilet bowl.
I'll go 1 for Everett.
One for
One?
Everett, and Allen
Give
and Eckler, baby.
3.
Allen and Eckler. I love it. I like that outrageous take for my fantasy
That's a good
team.
one.
Suck it, Matt. I'm going to kick your ass in fantasy this week. I can't wait. And Colin, what are our locks for the week? Real fast before we have to let you go. Let everybody go here.
So we're going to revisit the ones from last week quickly because we didn't earlier. The one straight bet we gave out was Chargers minus 3 at push because the Chargers stink.
Yep. Heard.
One teaser hit, the plus 270 teaser hit. We teased the Niners down from 3.5 to 0.5. They won that easily. We teased the Vikings down from 4 to 1. They won that, thankfully.
Yeah.
Luckily. And then we teased the Bengals down from 3.5 to 0.5. They won that handily.
Yep.
A little scary at first, but they
Made
won
us
it.
nervous.
The teaser that lost, we had Jacksonville at plus 10.5 from 4.5 up to 10.5. We did a 6-point teaser there for plus 140 odds. Jacksonville won outright, easy. Chicago, Philly, we teased it from over 48.5 points down to over 42.5. That was kind of a little
Sneak
sweat.
out, I'd say.
That was kind of a sweat, but that leg hit.
45.
And in the last leg that lost and didn't hit, this team hadn't trailed by more than 7 all year. Not lost by more than 7, hadn't
Not even
trailed by more than 7 all year. And their all-worldly kicker missed and then got blocked a kick. And it was the Ravens plus 8.5. They
Which
lost by
should be a
10.
different stat.
Unreal.
It should be a different. Blocks versus miss should be different.
It should be
stats.
a different stat. Agreed. Yeah, tough couple of.
So yeah, push on the
Heartbreakers.
straight bet. The plus 270 teaser hit and the plus 140 lost. I'll take the net of plus, what is that, 130 for the
Yeah.
week?
Big
Whatever, I'll take it. So this week we're going with the same formula. We'll get 1 straight bet, 2 teasers, a 3-point teaser, and a 6-point teaser. I love teasers.
Teasers are the best.
The 1 straight bet, we talked about it, and I don't know if we swept it or not. I think we did.
Okay.
I think we did. Browns minus 2.5 at home
Yeah.
against the Saints. Love that number. I'd even take it at 3, but give me the 2.5, so there's not a push
Take the hook.
opportunity. So that's the 1 straight bet. Browns minus 2.5.
Love it.
The 3-point teaser we're gonna do this week, still 3 legs, 3 points. We're gonna take the Bengals from minus 3.5 down to 0.5. Just beat New England on the road by 1. Don't care how many more points after that.
Yep.
We're gonna take the Dolphins at home minus 3.5 down to 0.5. Just beat the Packers by 1. Thanks for coming.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're gonna tease the total in Philly Dallas from 47.5 down to 44.5. And we're gonna take the over on that.
Okay.
Over 44.5.
Yes, from the original 47.5.
Love it.
Dallas does enough to score. Minshew does enough with the team around him to score as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Um,
And last lock.
The last lock is a 6-point teaser. We're going to take the 49ers from 7 down to 1.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Just win the game.
Yep.
We're going to take the Ravens from 7.5 down to 1.5. Just win the game.
Win the game.
By 2, hopefully.
Yeah, by 2 would be good.
We'll see.
No, they should. Actually,
With Lamar being questionable.
I might have to change that leg now that
Okay.
Lamar's not.
Even if Lamar's there.
Who are they playing again?
Philly,
Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Actually, you know what? Fuck it. We're going to keep the Ravens.
Boy.
I ain't
Stay
scared.
strong.
I ain't scared. And then we're going to take Philly from plus 4.5 to plus 10.5. Or is it 5 now?
It's 5, so it'd be plus 11.5.
Plus 5 to plus 11, actually, because it's only 6 points.
You're right.
So to reiterate, Niners minus 7 to minus 1, Ravens from minus 7.5 to minus 1.5, Philly from plus 5 to plus 11. That is plus 140 odds, the 3-point teaser, Bengals 3.5 to 0.5, Dolphins from 3.5 to a half. Philly Dallas from over 47.5 to over 44.5 is plus 270 as well.
Love that.
Love it. Yeah.
Let's make some money.
Let's make some money, people. And if you want to make money, follow the TikTok account,
Yep,
please.
rolling.
We're on fire right now. Yesterday aside. Other than yesterday, we've been on absolute fire.
Yep.
Follow them. I post them every single day. When we get our first full clean sweep, we'll post a stitch with it, react to it, and be super jazzed because we're making money. So follow that TikTok account. Is there anything you guys would like to add for today's show?
Keep liking, keep commenting,
Yeah,
keep
please, keep up
subscribing.
the support.
Love
We love
I
it.
appreciate it all.
Yep, comment, like
Hey,
and subscribe. Hit
Let
that
us
big
know
red
if
button.
you want some merch, baby.
Yeah, we got a merch officially open. I will put Rebecca to work for no money for her. So help us out here.
Santa's workshop.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. Let's hope for another
Yes, Merry Christmas,
happy,
holidays.
another healthy
Yeah.
weekend, and no more 0-5 for our
No.
5 teams, please. That wasn't fun.
Please don't.
My mouth hurt for a long time there.
Mhm.
But thank you guys for listening and watching, and stay tuned for the next video next week. Later.